My favorite time of the year is officially here. NFL free agency has officially begun. We're now 48 hours removed from the start of the tampering period, which really means the start of free agency. And as you guys see by the title, we are here today to grade every single move that was made, every single trade, every single signing. I say every single one. You know I'm lying. We're going to grade all the biggest ones, the top 35 names or so that you guys care about, and then lightly glance over the rest of the smaller names to not be here for 48 hours talking. But overall, we are going to review the entire first 2 days of the free agency period.
That shit was wild, man. I ain't never seen no period like this in my life.
Yep, man. A lot of names being made, 52-man rosters. There's lots of players being signed, new teams. And as you see, this is Wednesday. We're posting this. Normally, we post House Call on Tuesdays. We waited a day to give it an extra, 24 hours for more moves to happen. And thank God we did, because the Ravens were on absolute bullshit. The most nonsensical, I shouldn't say nonsensical, the most unprecedented trade that didn't become a trade I've ever seen in the NFL. Lots to talk about. I think we'll dive straight into that first.
Okay. Let's do it.
Cue intro music. Let's talk about this crazy ass Max Crosby debacle. So how we're going to do this is we're going to go team by team and division by division, like we typically would with these every single NFL team videos. And we got to start, like I said, with Max Crosby getting traded to the Baltimore Ravens. And then this morning, or last night, I should say, it being rescinded. The Ravens did a physical with Crosby yesterday. They concluded that his knee, after recovering from his meniscus injury, is not where they wanted to be for the risk to be deemed worth it. For the 2 first-round picks they gave up and said, give me those picks back, Crosby. Stay where you are at. But the Raiders had just finished spending $200 million in 48 hours, blowing a bag, making themselves go from the cheapest roster in the league to all of a sudden having lots of veterans. And now they bring Max Crosby back into that. They have the cap space to do it, but certainly wasn't in their plans. How do we feel about this for both teams?
The Ravens are out here scamming people. That's exactly how I feel. I think, obviously, there's been a lot of talk about Max Crosby and his longevity. And how long is whatever this next phase of his career? How long is that going to last? Because of how hard he plays on a down to down basis. But for the Ravens, they traded 2 first-round picks. They never do that. The Ravens do not trade first-round picks, and so this was a very aggressive move. And you trade for Max Crosby, Tyler Linderbaum goes to the Raiders, and now you're looking up and you say, "Wow, we really need to rebuild this offensive line." Wish we had a first-round pick. Actually, your knee's kind of shot, man. We can't work with you here.
Yep. So I'm glad you brought that up. So that's the current talking point on Twitter, right? Was this a dishonest move by the Raiders and by the Ravens? Diana Rossini says it's been made clear by multiple people around the NFL at all levels that Baltimore had all the information and understood where Max Crosby's knee was in terms of his recovery timeline. It was no secret that he missed the end of this last season and got surgery in January. I knew this. I promise you the GM of the Ravens knew this. Many in the league believe GM Eric DeCosta and the Ravens ultimately just got cold feet. And when they say that, that ties in perfectly to what happened this morning. Trey Hendrickson is not a member of the Ravens. $28 million deal with incentives that could push it to $30 million. So potentially they looked around the league and said, damn, Trey Hendrickson is the second best edge rusher we could get after Max Crosby. Apparently no one's trying to sign him because he's old. We could come in and give him $28 million a year. I can afford that. Yeah. I can get my picks back. I can go draft Vega Ione in the first round instead of the Raiders. I can get the best of both worlds. Fuck honesty. Give me them picks back.
What's the worst part about this for the Ravens is that, first of all, I'm a fan of it, but the worst part about it is that you did not do your due diligence. You did not do your research. You did not inquire anything. You just were like, damn, Trey is probably going to be gone. Just waited, sat around, shot your whole entire load for no goddamn reason. And then you had that clarity. It started to seep in. And then you realize, oh, shit, bro, I probably should have done all this. So I respect that at the end of the day, but the process is nasty.
Yeah, so if this is really what happened, that's grimy. It's grimy as fuck. It's smart business.
It's real as fuck, too.
To be real. I think it's fun to theorize that the Ravens are just dishonest and are just take backs. I got my fingers crossed. I don't actually want them.
Yeah.
Realistically, I think they probably wanted Max Crosby, and if they felt like they could have one of the most destructive defensive ends in the NFL added to their team, like they intentionally originally wanted, I think they probably would have kept him. I kind of do probably believe that rather than Trey Hendrickson being available, being the impetus for them to go be dishonest, it's probably just a really convenient backup plan.
I do think it's a I think it's probably a combination of both.
Maybe.
Honestly, I think they can use the language of like his knee wasn't where we wanted it to be for the 2 first-round picks, and like they probably would have wanted his knee to be maybe a little bit better than whatever they saw, and then in the back of their minds they got the idea.
Yeah.
But
the hard part is we can't really know. Like,
it is hard, but I do think the reason why I do think it's more of like a little bit of both and probably more leaning towards the sides of they actually just want to Max Crosby is because trading 2 first-round picks for the Ravens is very uncharacteristic. They don't do it often. And so for a team that their entire history is like, we are going to take our first-round picks and who have had a very solid history, especially in the last like 10 years of hitting on these first-round picks, I think it's okay. One of the other things that I think is interesting about having flexibility and having your first-round picks is, what does this Lamar Jackson situation look like beyond this year, right? If you start to
unbelievable.
they've had a lot of conversations and they've had some friction, so that like if that is 1% in the back of your mind, do you think that you are trying to set up for that as well? I think there's a lot of things that the Ravens are thinking about, and either way, whether you're building a team for right now to win this season, or you're trying to make sure that you have all of these resources for Jesse Minter to have the runway for the next 4 to 5 years to continue to have a contending team, it does make sense to have your first round picks more than it doesn't, and to have Max Crosby without those first round picks.
Yeah, I think ultimately I'm going to assume that they're being honest here and that they wanted Crosby, and we can't know what happened in that medical room. Apparently they saw something they don't feel good about. I think the idea of them getting cold feet to me is a hard phrasing because that's not an easy decision you make. You clearly are confident in your decision to do that. I find it hard to believe they would, like you said, make an unprecedented move for organization and 48 hours be like, I changed my mind. Yeah. Unless motivated to by a new factor they didn't see coming. So I do believe that. And I do believe they got incredibly lucky to get Trey Hendrickson, because I'm going to give that signing a B. Point of the video, Trey Hendrickson, $28 million a year. I give that a B. Considering the context of that they restructured Lamar Jackson's contract, which means you push money into the future to free up cap space now because they thought they were using that money for Max Crosby. Considering the fact that they could have just completely wasted that and lost Linderbaum, which who could have got that money, with context, A. This is a complete bailout. This is incredible for them.
Yeah, I was just about to say this probably deserves to be an A. You go ahead, still get a top of the line type talent at that position. Although, of course, a little bit older, doesn't matter right now for the state of your organization. And then on top of that too, you save some picks. This is A.
Yeah, Raiders. I hate that it had to be you, but the game is the game. Yeah, I'm going A.
Yeah, listen, Trey Hendrickson is not Max Crosby. Max Crosby is one of the most explosive, destructive run defenders in the NFL. He is truly a one-of-one type of defensive player that, they talk a lot about how the fact he doesn't miss games and plays every snap in a game, immense value being an Iron Man. His level of destruction in the run game, like, he's not Khalil Mack as an edge setter. He's not the biggest, most strong take-on of double team type of guy, but there's something about the way he plays and the explosiveness he has off the ball, his ability to just find his way into the hole in a run game and, like, seemingly know when the snap count is going to come because he jumps it faster than anybody I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. Unique talent that they would be better off with Max Crosby than with Trey Hendrickson, who's more of a pass specialist, is getting kind of old. You'd rather have Max Crosby be a better team. This deal only has essentially 2 years guaranteed. This is a perfectly fine backup plan. And you can, like I said, bring the fact they can now draft Vega Ione in the first round and make up for the fact their offensive line is in shambles post Linderbaum. The whole situation is an A for the Ravens to me.
Exactly. Makes sense.
This front office is funny, man. Such a Looney Tunes process.
Now, the Ravens, otherwise, what other signings did they make? Let me switch to them real quick.
I think they made one other signing.
The Ravens also signed John Simpson to be one of their guards coming from the Jets, which, again, they need guards because they had Daniel Fleury last year, who obviously not going to re-sign, and they lost Harold Linderbaum. John Simpson, 3-year, $10 million a year deal. For what they needed offensive line, A, you got a starting guard. You're going to have to draft another one and figure out the center. You get an A all around, Ravens.
At this point, this entire offseason should just be trenches. You get anybody on the line that you can get, anybody on the offensive or defensive line, you need that. I'll give you A. You just need bodies right now.
Masterful
Why not an A?
Masterful gambit. It worked out the best for them. But man, that 24-hour period, like if we would record the show yesterday, we would have been up here talking about the Ravens just got Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson just got a defensive star on the other side of the ball to help him finally get a ring. Jesse Minter gets to come in and immediately have one of the most talented defensive players in the world who's been rotting away in a bad team, ready to take the next step. He's getting this platform of a contending team. Like, it's so perfect. The whiplash now to not be able to talk about any of that sucks.
All that is air pollution now, man. That's crazy as fuck. Just talking about nothing, just spreading negativity in the air.
Noise.
Thank God we recorded today.
I know. Shout out to Hendrickson and get a multi-year deal.
Yeah.
Look, for a second, it looked like the Cincinnati Bengals had successfully fucked him over and ruined his ability to get a long-term deal by tagging him twice in a row. That was going to be a thing where the market says, hey, man, 32 years old, not the most powerful guy. There's a lot of edge rushers that age well into their mid-30s. But most of them are like built on strength, like Khalil Mack, Calais Campbell. Those are big, powerful guys. You'll never take away their strength. That is not Trey Hendrickson's game. He's a finesse edge rusher. I don't know if he'll age well. I don't know if I want to give you $30 million for 4 years. Thank God the Ravens' desperation came in, and now we get to get him that deal.
And I promise you, he's going to look good for at least 2 games out the year when he goes back and plays Cincinnati.
Okay.
He's getting 2 sacks minimum in each game.
Now, like I said, we're going to talk about Max Crosby being a Raven, how that unlocks their defense. This just happened, so haven't had too much time to think about it. Are you optimistic now about this Ravens defense going into next year with Trey Hendrickson answering those edge rushing concerns?
I mean, more. It's kind of the same answer that I had before. Like even if they had Max Crosby, they still need a lot of help on the line. And I still we'll see what happens with Matabike and him, recovering and coming back. And if they have a line where now you have him and Trey Hendrickson, then I would feel a little bit more solid about your defense. If Trey Hendrickson is going to be your only guy, then it starts to get a little bit like, okay, Jesse Minter, come in, work your magic, really coach these guys up, and then it becomes much more of a wait and see to see how Jesse Minter attacks this entire defense.
Man, look what Jesse Minter just did to Dafe Owe's life.
That's what I'm saying.
You just changed his fucking life. That's
do it again, and you're gonna have to.
And I think he can. I think he can maximize his shit at Trey Hendrickson in the same way. It's obviously better than what they had last year with Mike Green being their second round pick from last year. That was like the hope and prayer to get an edge rush. He was pretty goddamn bad in his first year. Maybe he makes a second year leap. I don't know. Maybe he sucks. We'll see. Trey Hendrickson obviously helps a lot. Roquan Smith still has the reputation of being a star. Hopefully he has a bounce back here under a new, smarter DC that can get some more juice out of him. And obviously the secondary is immensely talented with Malachi Starks, Nate Wiggins, and Kyle Hamilton. Trey Hendrickson alone should make them back to being a respectable defense. Matabike can make them an elite defense.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it'll be a disappointment if, I'm not going to say this trade alone, but it helps a lot, obviously, when you generate that amount of pressure up front. It'll be a disappointment if they're not like at least a top 7 or 8 defense next year.
Assuming that Matabike is there, then that's the hope.
100%.
That's the hope, is that they were one edge rusher away, plus a defensive genius away. You really can't underestimate the impact of those two, assuming Trey Hendrickson still has some good years left in him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And offensively, man, thank God they got the pick back, like I said.
Oh, shit.
They lost their center, which we'll get to when we get to the Raiders, when we get to the AFC West. We'll talk more about that. John Simpson at left guard, cool. Bro, wait, do they not even have right guard on this depth chart?
They don't.
They took it off because they don't have anybody signed. They need to draft Vega Ione at 14. Clearly, especially losing Linderbaum, being made by far the highest paid center in the league. So be it. You can't pay him. They'll have to figure out their starting center still. I don't know what the answer is going to be there, but they better make damn sure they have an elite right guard to make up for it.
Who is blocking for Lamar?
Oh, man. That's having
this year it's going to be super interesting because obviously Derrick Henry is one of those players too that even in a down year, the numbers look crazy and he's still super productive, but we're seeing like you still have to have a good offensive line for a running back to be productive. And for an aging running back, how much are we going to be able to maximize Derrick Henry? Lamar, through the injuries and him just aging, the athleticism didn't look the same last year as it has in years past. So now you really, really need this infrastructure to take a lot of this running game going forward. Zay Flowers isn't the number one receiver that is like a game changing, not top of the line wide receiver one. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of questions that is going to be that need to be answered, and ultimately probably will just be answered by, hey, I'm Lamar Jackson, I can raise everybody up to a certain level, but he still needs blocking.
Yeah. Let's quickly breeze through the rest of this division. Actually, the Browns are something to talk about, but let's go through the Steelers and Bengals real fast. Steelers signed Jamel Dean to a 3-year, $36 million deal. One of the more sought-after corners in this class, I think, in terms of the versatility he can bring, playing the nickel, playing outside, still being pretty young. I kind of love this for them.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey started playing safety last year. Obviously, still a versatile DB. Whatever he has left in the tank, we'll see. But I think the physicality he plays with, the ability to move into the slot and do some unique nickel packages, having Jamel Dean do the same thing, probably primarily play on the outside for a pretty respectable $12 million deal, kind of a gem. I think that's an A.
You going A? I'm going B.
Really?
Because I think all of this just fits into their ethos of being respectable and competent and their overall approach for me right now is like, shout out to you for doing what you do and sticking to your guns. I do wish you would move in a way that suggests you want to be better than beyond just this next year.
Okay, so that's you taking out your feeling about the Steelers on Jamel Dean. That has absolutely nothing to do with signing a good corner in his prime for $12 million a deal. That has nothing to do with
This is
Jamel
a good
Dean.
process. Yeah,
That's you hating the Steelers.
even if they were like
And so what?
approaching that sentiment,
Who cares?
that's a good step forward regardless.
Jamel Dean is clearly a good signing, even if they. Who
cares?
That was pure hatred in your
That's
heart
hilarious.
for the
cares?
yellow and black.
That's hilarious. Man. Oh
And
my
on the
God.
other side of this, Jamel Dean is clearly a good signing, right? No matter what your timeline is, that's a good DB to add to your room whenever you were chasing the ghost of Darius Slay. You need DBs in that room. So I like that signing regardless. Rico Dowdle, 2-year, $12 million deal to come in and signal the end of the Caleb Johnson era before it began. Their third round pick from last year. Clearly he's not going to be the RB2 going to this year, given Rico Dowdle starter money for a running back. Having him and Jalen Warren now is a 1-2 punch. Jalen Warren being the overqualified pass catching back now, who started last year and can still clearly start from you. Rico Dowdle being a little more between the tackles, powerful guy. Pretty good combination.
Yeah, again, I think if I was to grade this, it would be an A. Not a bad move at all. This is someone who broke out last year early or right around like the week 4 or 5. He had put up insane numbers for the Panthers last year, and he kind of made he put them in like a real uncomfortable situations where it's like, damn, this guy's talented, but we didn't walk into the situation expecting and wanting him to be like RB1, and he very much looked like that on most occasions over there. So, hey.
Get you out of the Caleb Johnson situation. If you think he sucks, you think he sucks. So be it. So
Damn, that sucks.
you just give a D.
I mean, that you wasted a third round pick. Like that's crazy.
You really hate
That
the Steelers.
sucks for them.
Good for Rico Dowdle though. That's a good situation for him. We'll see how the Mike McCarthy offense evolves with him missing a year and coming back. No idea what his play calling is going to be like, but solid complementary backs to get into. Oh, that wasn't on there. We can't gloss over the fact that the Steelers also traded for Michael Pittman to pair with DK Metcalf. The trade happened in the beginning of free agency. The Colts obviously had to get rid of some money to keep Alec Pierce, and they decided Michael Pittman was the one that was going to go. He goes to the Steelers for essentially a salary dump. It was a swap of a 6th and 7th round pick, I think. Now they have a wide receiver duo of DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman. Last year the biggest story of them was the fact that outside of DK, they had absolutely nothing in the wide receiver room. Nobody that was good in the short area where Aaron Rodgers likes to operate. Michael Pittman is a slant specialist, so naturally you would think that fit would be pretty good. But that is the most expensive wide receiver duo in the league to be pretty mid overall. Mm-hmm. How do we feel about that? How does that net out?
Okay, I'm giving that an A because they don't know who their quarterback is going to be right now. But either way, whether if it's Aaron Rodgers or you go out and you get Kyler Murray, they end up being like a Kirk Cousins destination. Then hey, you have 2 solid receivers to help whatever quarterback you have out, and I think that the playmakers that you have now in terms of DK, Michael Pittman, Rico Dowdle, Jalen Warren, that's not terrible.
Not terrible at all.
And you can do some things, and you can get to 9 wins, you can get to 10 wins, and you can be very, very competent with that. So even if it is Mason Rudolph, Will Howard, which I doubt that they go into the season with these 2 guys being their top 2 quarterbacks, I think as a pass catching group and as a playmaking group, this is good for them. So I'm giving that an A.
Yeah, I agree. Again, going back to what you said, I'm gonna give this a B because the money's still kind of crazy, like for him just in general. But it could very much end up being a A because he is like a productive player. He's not just like a nobody, And they did upgrade this room, but for now, it's a lot of money still. I'm gonna give this a B.
Yeah, I'll go B. Actually, no. I don't want to give everybody an A, but most free agency signings are good because they're not you're not a trade. You're just getting better. So they restructured the deal, gave him an extension. Just under $20 million a year. That's fine. His cap hit last year was 25, I think, something a little higher, which for Michael Pittman, it was a lot, which, understandably why they had to move on for him to free up money for Alec Pierce, who I think is just better going forward. At that price point, I was like, damn, that's kind of steep. At just under $20 million a year, okay, A. Yeah. I think he's going to be a good fit with Aaron Rodgers. He's very good in the short area, which DK's not, but they made do last year because Aaron Rodgers still has good anticipation over there. I think Wells paying $50 million for DK Metcalf and Pittman is quite the mid duo for that much money. They are a good fit together. They do complement each other's skill sets. So I can't let DK Metcalf's contract sway me too much. So overall, I'll give him an A. It's a good addition.
Okay.
Cincinnati Bengals. Sign Boy Mafe, 3-year, $60 million deal for a pass rush specialist coming off the edge that might not play for your early downs, but will help your complete lack of juice on the edge rush, replacing Trey Hendrickson. How do you feel about this?
This is a swing. I love it.
Middle tier money, I think. $20 million is a lot for a non-every down starter, but we'll get into it later. The market is the market. It's not that crazy.
I'm going to go ahead for them. I think you knew that you were losing Trey. Like, he wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
And so what were you going to do? You're going to run this back with whatever line that you had. I think going out and getting talent and getting just some pure athletic juice on your edge is fine. And there's other teams out there that paid a lot of money for edge rushers, and the Bengals didn't do that. I feel like there's other teams that we will talk about that paid more of a premium dollar for middle of the road, upper middle class edge rushers, and the Bengals were able to be the Bengals, not overspend, and they actually got a pretty solid value here. So I like what they did. I'm gonna give them an A.
They did overspend a little bit first, based on what Mafe was expected to get. Spot Track has a pretty good, I think, largely accurate projection model for what they think players will get based on production in prior instances of position value. They hadn't projected at $12 million, which isn't Bible. It's just a projection. But $3 or $20 million a year is quite a lot for, like I said, a very limited player who is skilled on the edge, but isn't like, he's not a star or anything like that. So I think they did overpay slightly. I'll give it a B because I don't think Boy Mafe is quite impactful enough to warrant an A. Yeah. But everything you said, they do need to spend that money somewhere, and they do need edge players. So a through line of free agency is you can't really blame a team for overspending on bringing in players that there's only so many on the market.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's why I'm personally going to give them an A. They had to go ahead and spend that money somewhere. This is probably the best option that they did have, considering how much money they wanted to spend. I don't see too many ways in where how this deal could blow up in their face. So I'll give it an A.
Yeah, it's certainly not a blow up in your face thing. It's not like it's like impactful bad money.
Yeah.
Man, we're going to get into it. The Seahawks are losing some players.
Yeah.
Typical championship bleed. That's how it goes.
We saw it.
And then they also signed Brian Cook from the Kansas City Chiefs to a 3-year, $40 million deal, $13 million annual value. Great. They need all the defensive talent they can get. Bringing in a guy who can be your high safety. Cool. They need to plug a lot of holes. Cool.
Kansas City is bleeding.
Dude, they're bleeding. Who the fuck is in that secondary now, man?
I can't. We'll do the AFC West next. A lot to get into there. They've completely redone their secondary. And cool. I think Brian Cook is a very cool starter.
Yeah.
I think it's very cool. And so is Boy Mafe. They signed 2 cool starters. If those end up being your most impactful defensive players, you're in trouble. But with another good draft class, hopefully you can come in and continue to find your, what I'm assuming is going to be star in the first round defensively, getting into good, solid starters around them. That's what you probably need to do in their situation.
Yeah.
I think that's all the Bengals moves we need to talk about. Let's go over to the
Browns?
Browns, yes. I was blanking. I was like, who's the 14th division? Cleveland Browns completely redid their offensive line. In the interior so far, they had 5 starters on the free agency market. They have signed Zion Johnson, Elton Jenkins, and Tevin Jenkins to their offensive line. They brought Tevin Jenkins back, and they went out and got Elton Jenkins from the Packers after being released, and Zion Johnson from the Chargers. Start with Zion Johnson. 3-year, $49.5 million, 16.5 average annual value for a guard who Chargers fans have spent the last 4 years since they selected him in the first round fucking hating with all their heart because he cannot defend a stunt to save his life and has routinely gotten Justin Herbert fucking flattened. $16.5 million.
That's a lot, man.
It's probably about the market for a starting guard, but it's the market for a good starting guard.
Mm-hmm.
You got to turn him into a good starting guard. You got to coach him up. This is kind of where that. I think you see exactly where their head is at. With signing 3 offensive linemen, you traded for Titus Howard as well, right?
Yeah.
So
yes.
You had that addition also. So they are completely redoing this entire offensive line. Do they have all 5 starters on? Yes, they do.
Well, they have 4 of their 5 starters so far.
Yeah, but remember we saw for whoever it was, they didn't even put the right guard
for the Ravens.
So I'm just checking, make sure, does ESPN recognize you as having 5 starters right now? Yes, perfect. And obviously they are also another team that can go into the draft and they're going to have multiple first round picks. They can take two offensive linemen as well. I don't care that you have addressed offensive line with 4 players already. add 2 more. Let's build out that room right now. This team is going nowhere fast. You can build out the spine of your team right now.
I'll go Titus Howard move and the contract they gave him. I think it was like $20 million a year. Hey, you need a starting right tackle. Great. Zion Johnson, I think a general principle, if a team has a bad offensive line and you have the weak link who the fans want to leave and you sign him and give him big money, you deserve a D at best. The only caveat is Zion Johnson is very available. He does not get hurt. So cool. You have a starter who you can rely on to play 16 games a year. And the Chargers have one of the worst offensive line coaches in the NFL for the last 2 years in Mike Devlin. I'm assuming your guy is better. I don't know who the offensive line coach is for the Browns. I assume he is not Mike Devlin, so maybe you can get the best of him. So you don't get an F, but I am a firm believer that Zion Johnson is trash as a Chargers fan. So I'm not going to give you a good grade.
I'm going to give it a C because my only question, I like the process in general, going back to what you said, Donovan, like they need to go ahead and build this out from the fucking foundation, bro, in general, because it was so bad last year. But who were you bidding against? Why did you have to give him that much? Did he have any other suitors?
Bro, the Chargers offensive line is a disaster, and they said, take him. Now, there was rumors that they offered him something similar, and he went there because I probably tax reasons. You know, you make more in Cleveland than you do in LA if the money's the same. So maybe that's what it was. Maybe the Chargers wanted to keep him. They clearly weren't wanting to keep him enough to pay more when they need guards bad. So that should tell you a thing or two about Zion Johnson.
Yeah, he'd be all right.
And Elton Jenkins, they signed after the Packers waived him. Elton Jenkins was a star guard who moved to center last year and was bad at center. He ended up being released as a cap casualty. If they play him at guard, hey, I was praying the Chargers would sign him. Praying the Chargers would sign him. If they play him at center, I don't know, but I'm going to assume he's going to be their other guard.
Yeah, we'll go ahead. Because I think if you have him, you have Titus Howard, and if you are really, really aggressive in this first round, you get 2 offensive linemen. That's 4 new starters, and now you have depth. You have a room that you can actually look at and be like, wow, very quickly, the Browns could be in a position where their offensive line is not only the strength of their team, but one of the more above average lines in the league.
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead. Like, give your quarterback more help, whoever the hell that ends up being.
Your quarterback.
And because we don't want to see any more questions when it comes to that.
Oh, yeah, protect Shador.
Yeah. They're going to take their left tackle in the future. I'm almost certain of it in the first round with their first pick. So, listen, if Zion's healthy and you get a better version of him, you draft a great. If Moaga falls to you in the first round, you get him at, what's their pick again? Is it 6?
I think so.
If they get Moaga at 6 or whoever else they like, maybe it's their second pick, they get Proctor or whatever. They feel like he can play left tackle, which I doubt. Whoever may be, if you have him, Elton Jenkins, and Tyus Howard, that's a pretty good start. That's 3 effectively very good starters, 2 passable pieces. I could live.
Sneaky 6 wins.
Sneaky 6 wins.
Sneaky 6 wins.
How many wins did they have last year?
5.
Yes, sneaky 6 wins.
Come on, man.
Exactly, a sneaky 6 wins.
Why not?
But yeah, they have the 6th pick and the 24th pick this year.
Okay, yeah. They can pick a tackle either one. I expect the 6th pick will go towards who they think is the best tackle in the draft, assuming the Titans don't pick him because they pick Jordan Love. Or actually, no, the Cardinals might pick a tackle too, so maybe Moaga will get picked.
I don't know. We could talk about the Titans. The Titans, guys, I'm falling for the propaganda. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie.
Okay, let's move over to the AFC West. Let's talk about the Raiders now. Let's go back to the other team on the other side of this. Like I said, the only way I can describe it, Max Crosby debacle. Oakland. I said Oakland.
Ooh, where you at, man?
Freudian slip. I'm in 5 years ago.
I know.
Like I said, the Las Vegas Raiders came into this offseason with the most cap space by a fucking mile, and they spent the hell out of it. Headlined by the first trade we had to grade, Tyler Linderbaum, record-breaking, record-setting, market-defining, 3-year, $81 million deal for a center, paying him an average annual value of $27 million. Damn. The previous highest-paid center in the league was one Creed Humphrey from the Chiefs. $18 million a year. This represents a 50% increase. It would be like a quarterback being paid almost $100 million to set the record over Dak at 60. This is outlandish. It's an insane amount of money. It is an A+ signing.
How can it not be an A+, bro? Did you see that offensive line last year?
Yep.
Has to be an A+. Good player. He's 25 years old. He's going to grow with you. Of course, everyone's been talking about how amazing he is when it comes to pass blocking, of course, but run blocking more so. You get to potentially unlock Aston Genty next year. Bro, say hey.
Correct. Premier run blocking talent. Dude, he's a hit from a first-round pick that ended up going through his rookie deal and not getting a contract. Those guys do not become available. You don't get in their prime second contract star offensive lineman available in the free market. That almost never happens. it's crazy the Ravens let this happen. It's frankly a dereliction of duty. It's insane that we got to this place. No matter what you got to pay them, yes, it's too much money. They have all the money in the world to spend. I truly cannot.
They have too much money in general. Yes,
they have too much money to spend. Who gives a fuck? It's worth it if you can get the guy in the door.
It's not even too much money. I think it's fine. Like we know they are drafting Mendoza first overall, and every single year there's either every single year or every other year, it feels like for the past 6 years, we do the draft cycle. It's like, wow, this guy's coming into one of the best situations that we've ever seen. And then the team sucks and the situation is bad and the offensive line is awful. And then we look at after the year and the coach gets fired and we say, wow, you almost ruined X player. To try and do that, to try and not do that to Fernando Mendoza would mean to get a center who is one of the better ones in the league and to calm everything down. And the offensive line had to be built up all around, not only for Mendoza's sake, but also because you have to make sure that Ashton Genty can get his game off as well. And so now I see this as you're investing in both of your top picks over the last 2 years and making sure that they are set up for success. And like you guys said, when you have the money, flaunt it, spend it. Do money spreads on every other team in the league when you have it, and so go out and get a franchise center. I love it.
If only my team agreed to do money spreads. We'll get to them next. Yeah, it would have been real great if the Max Crosby trade went through as expected, and they could have taken Penn State guard Vega Ione in the first round. That would have been amazing to pair Tyler Linderbaum with a guard who was expected to be an instant star in Ione in the first round.
That's what the Ravens wanted to do.
Yeah, and that's what the Raiders could have did if the trade didn't get rescinded. Now maybe they're going to trade him again and get 2 first-round picks. They're not going to get a top 14 pick, though. They're not going to be positioned to get him. Let's say they do with the Bears. Let's say they do the same exact deal, which by the time you're listening to this, that could have already happened. It was reported that several teams did offer the same 2 first-round picks. They just initially went with the Ravens because 14 was the highest pick in this year's draft. Let's say you do it with the Bears. What are they at, 23 or 24?
The Bears are at 25.
25.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get Caden Proctor, move him to guard there. Maybe you can get, I'm forgetting the guy's name, from Oregon. There's a guard there that could go in the late first round if you so choose to reach. There will be guards available in the late first round if they so choose. That could really move me. Bring in a first round guard plus Linderbaum, plus you already have Colton Miller on the left side. That's your whole left side is set. That would move me tremendously towards seeing an instant turnaround with the Ravens in year one. Raiders in year one of the new regime. Yeah,
I think for the Raiders, I love the Linderbaum signing. The Max Crosby stuff, they probably should deal him. It was just the situation at the end of the year last year was really nasty with them being like, hey, we kind of need this top pick, and so you're not gonna play, and them resting him and him taking offense to that. And we've kind of been getting to that point of it boiling over for the last couple of years. So he probably should be gone. As for the rest of their signings,
wait, real quick,
what's up?
They're reporting now that he's open to playing with the Raiders and he's preparing like he's gonna be back with the team.
What?
That is the most bullshit posturing I've ever seen for trying to make sure teams don't think you're desperate and won't take a bad deal. I will be baffled if they don't trade him. There is reports that there is a member of the front office whose name I'm forgetting, who basically is Tom Brady's earpiece in the locker room. That apparently he has a lot of say and a lot of weird involvement with the team process in the locker room, and apparently he hates him. And now I'm guessing, reading the tea leaves, he's the guy that made the call that we should bench him for the last 5 games to tank. Apparently he hates him, and Max Crosby has had some issues with that. And he posted a 7-minute goodbye video to Las Vegas. I will be fucking floored if he's back with his team next year. That man to me is as good as gone. To me, he is as good as a Bear, maybe a Cowboy if they want to say, actually, we'll take back our Rashawn Gary trade. We want to do the same thing the Ravens did. Probably not. I think there will be teams lining up to give him 2 first-round picks.
2?
Actually, maybe with the health thing, it'll be a first and a third or something, but I will be baffled if they don't take the best deal they can.
Yeah, I think he's still gone 110%, bro. It's hilarious to think that he sat down and made like a 12-minute video fucking on his podcast doing that, bro. There's 0 chance that he stays. I agree.
Yeah, I think it's all posturing to make sure they don't look too desperate.
Yeah.
Okay, other signings here. Kwity Paye, 3-year, $48 million deal, $16 million annual value for a very average defensive end that they just had money to spend. I think he's pretty mid.
I'm not gonna lie. I tried to go ahead and find some highlight tapes on him, and it was very short sequences that I saw. Very mid is the best way to put this.
See, I think you overpaid a little bit. Once again, you're in the position to overpay. Why? saying they had money is quite the dramatic statement. I mean, quite the underplay, because they were so far under the salary floor, they had to throw bags. You could do better, I think. So I'll give it a C.
I'll go A.
You're giving A to everything.
Yeah, once
He's a fan of money, man.
Once again, you hit the money spread. I'm fine with that.
See, and you know what you're describing? You're describing exactly why bad front offices stay bad front offices. When you get a free agency, you have money, and you do
this
money
team
spread
was
garbage.
bad. This team was bad before. Like, I think that they literally had to spend money, and so obviously everybody, whether if it's at the top of the class in Linderbaum or everybody else, you know that they have to spend money. So you can go there and get a little bit.
I feel like they realize, for instances like this, you're just betting against yourself for no reason.
Exactly. I prefer to spend money on good players personally. I prefer to give money and get good value still. Yeah. It's such a hole. It's such a trap when you have free agency money. You can go fucking berserk like that to throw it to anybody. I think some discretion is needed. And this is, to me, the one miss. Because now we can get to the other ones. Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean signed to be their linebacking core.
Fantastic signings.
That's a pretty good signing. We have, for the details on the deal, Quay Walker got 3 years, $40 million. Nakobe Dean, 3 years, $36 million. 13.5 and 12 respectively. Quay Walker at 13, it's pretty high on his range, I think. But once again, this is the one where I understand they're going to overpay a little bit. Quay Walker is an athletic player, came into his own a little bit in the past couple of years after a frustrating start to his rookie contract. He is a tantalizing athlete, overall average starting linebacker that famously has very bad field awareness and like ability to like be the guy with the green dot on his helmet and be the guy leading the team and like calling everything. His field awareness is not great. Which is why I like putting him next to Nakobe Dean. Somebody who can be in charge of all of that. Yeah. The tandem together, to me, is an A. If it was just Quay Walker, I might give it a C. Him and Nakobe Dean together, those two athletes going downfield, moves me.
Nakobe Dean obviously is a green dot guy. And I'm going A.
Yeah,
I'm going A. I think for a lot of teams, and you guys will see this with a lot of the grades that I hand out today, if you have a problem, I'd much rather because at a certain point, if you have a problem, you are going to overextend yourself to try and fix the problem. Very rarely does the answer to your problem fall right into your lap for exactly market value or a bargain price. That doesn't really happen. So if you are going out and you say, we have no linebackers that we actually trust, we have to spend money on linebackers, let's go out and let's do that. I'm okay with that, and especially when you have all the resources to do that, it's okay. And I'd much rather you overextend yourself in free agency than overextend yourself in the draft. Yeah. And because then not only are you missing on just a starter and a player, you're missing out on a cost control player in that sense. So these are okay, and so I like that combination a lot, and so I'm giving them an A.
Yeah, I agree for sure. Like, the draft is supposed to be transformative and it's supposed to like set the tone of your organization for the next few years. Free agency, you hit or miss. These deals are non-guaranteed here and there, and they're just 3-year deals all across the board, which is hilarious that I'm just realizing that too.
Yeah, it's kind of the meta right now. So you're not terribly throwing your future away if one or two of these guys miss. So I agree. Shout out Jalen Naylor getting opportunity to spread his wings a little bit. Right now, probably their wide receiver 1.
Yeah,
hopefully it's not the case.
I like the swing though.
Yeah, that's a good swing to see if he has more potential in here, giving more opportunity. Still would like to see them get a great second round receiver. Actually, no, now they need to do a second round offensive lineman. Hey man, the Ravens fucked them. The Ravens fucked them bad.
They did.
They could have got either, like I said, Ione or wide receiver number 14. Now they got to address both of those in like round 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Kind of slows down things unless they, like I said, make another trade, get another first round pick in the door. Would be nice. But overall, great progress. Shout out retaining Eric Stokes, giving him a 10-year extension. Same thing for Malcolm Kuntz, 1 year, $11 million, retaining inside guys. Oh, and they traded for Teron Johnson from the Bills. Who at one point was an elite nickel corner, who is somebody who's been providing very good play over the past few years. And man, they're making that leap you thought they'd make last year, getting respectable real fast.
There's a couple teams that I'm trying to stay even keel on, and the Raiders, obviously they did me very dirty last year, and I'm trying to assess whether or not I want to jump back into the situation for this year. But I do like a lot of what they're doing.
Yeah, and they bring in a offensive wonderkind to be the head coach, Fernando Mendoza. Like, things are looking up. This should be a respectable team next year. They shouldn't get the number 1 pick again.
Mendoza, Genty, Bowers.
They could get to like 7 wins next year, maybe.
We'll see. It depends how they fill out the rest of the offensive line. If they get another first round pick, But that won't be surprising. That's the ceiling.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
It's a tough division to be anything better than the fourth team in, but solid. They'll be a respectable fourth place team. Let's move over to the Los Angeles Chargers, my favorite team, who obviously had the worst interior offensive line in the NFL, counting the Raiders last year, while having a team that made the playoffs and was actively trying to win with one of the best quarterbacks in the league, who was getting murdered every single play. What did they do to address that? Almost nothing. They did not sign Tyler Linderbaum. I said, okay, $27 million, fine. That's steep. We have a conservative GM who wants to build through the draft and only sign value deals and make good value of the free agency period. Paying 150% of the highest paid previously is not good value. I get it. Fine. He goes out and he signs Tyler Biadasz. Good, above average starting center. Probably like the 12th best center in the league or something like that. 3-year, $30 million deal.
You'll take that.
Over Bradley Bozeman, this is the biggest A+. This is the biggest single position upgrade in the NFL right now. Like by far. Because Bradley Bozeman retired because he was so goddamn treacherous. A+.
We'll go B.
You're just hating.
First of all, it has nothing to do with the upgrade over Bozeman retired. Anybody that you brought in over the retired player is going to be an upgrade. So yeah, you can index to an A. You said like, oh, our GM is conservative. What I just heard from you was cope that you guys didn't do money spreads. And
well, I'm just agreeing the Biadasz move. You're right. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah,
you're right.
So it's like, it's fine. I think it's a B. It's okay.
It's good value.
Well,
yeah,
They got better, but it wasn't hard to get better. Is the thing.
Either way, Biadasz is a good signing. There's no flaws there. If McGovern stayed and Linderbaum got $27 million, Biadasz being the option you did to get ahead of things before because you knew you were going to get those top two guys, that's a great move. That's objectively an A.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Kohler, 3-year, $24 million, the highest paid blocking tight end in the NFL.
Wow.
Mike McDaniel wants to be a run-first coach. This team couldn't run the ball at all last year. He said, we're going to get value out of Amari Hampton. Bring in Charlie Kohler, who I think that's a great signing. Highest paid run blocking tight end is pretty steep. A.
A. I'm just gonna group the Ingold and the Kohler signing together.
Oh yes, and Alec Ingold bringing in Mike McDaniel's old fullback.
Yeah, I'm gonna group those together. I'm gonna give that an A.
Now this is the end of my positivity. Now we get into I absolutely fucking hate Joe Ortiz. I said when we reviewed the Browns that Elgton Jenkins was the one guard that I said he has to be a Charger. He got released from the Packers, and I said, there's no way in fuck he is not going to be my starting left guard. He only got paid $12 million a year. And the reports are that the Chargers didn't even get into the running. And you know how frustrating that is? Because he was released by his team, so he wouldn't have counted towards the compensatory pick formula. Joe Ortiz is conservative because he fucking loves comp picks. He let Zion Johnson walk. He let Odafe Owe walk because he loves those comp picks. He goes to sleep at night. He wakes up and he sees comp picks in his eyesight. That is all he cares about. And you could have signed Jenkins without that affecting your comp pick formula. And they didn't even try. You know who they fucking signed? Cole Strange, right guard of the Miami Dolphins. If you guys have seen the infamous video in which Sean McVay, after his draft, and I think it was 2021, he was reviewing, they were talking to the media about their first round pick, and the draft was still going on. They said, oh, Strange just went in the first round. And they start fucking laughing. He said, we were thinking about getting him in the third round. Okay. We didn't think he would go in the first round. Not a good way to start your career. He has been as advertised since then, and the Chargers signed him, and Trey Pipkins, another ass tackle that they've had for a long time, to be their swing tackle. That is their answer so far towards the interior offensive line that is threatening to ruin Justin Herbert's career.
Oh, there was another signing that they had. They brought your man's back, Trevor Penning.
I forgot. And Trevor Penning they brought back. They went out and said, okay, we'll get you a respectable center before free agency starts. When it starts, you can expect to get some guards signed because we're going to do, all they talk about is doing what they can to get Justin Herbert in the Hall of Fame to take care of him. They signed the literal two worst offensive linemen on the market in Trevor Penning and Strange.
Zion Johnson, welcome back.
Help himself with that.
Your spirit is always here.
Zion Johnson is so much better than Trevor Penning.
I mean, he's more expensive though.
That's what's crazy. John Johnson isn't good, and it's that much of a downgrade. Mm-hmm. So again, I said earlier when we talked about you wanted to see money spreads, that I understand not doing that because the way to do free agency right, quote unquote, is to not overpay because that's what everybody does, right? Is to stand 10 toes, make value signings, draft well, use your cap space to pay the stars you draft. There's a fine line. There's a gulf of value there between doing that and doing absolutely fuck all to replace your guards for 2 straight years when you know Justin Herbert is getting murdered. This is outrageous.
Yeah, there's a lot of signings on here where I'm seeing the Chargers bolt, and then it's going to the Chargers bolt. It's a lot of we're just bringing back the same people.
And bringing back the same people from the line that was dog shit, retaining those guys.
Yeah, so I'm not super happy about seeing that. I do think there was a brief moment where it was like, hey, the Chargers are putting everything together, and if they get 1 to 2 signings in free agency, this could be a AFC Championship team, right? Depending on what they do in the draft, we could be looking at a really, really dangerous team here. You're going to get Slater back. You're going to get Joe Alt back. Fill out the middle of that line, and we're good. And now I think it's probably just going to be a same old Chargers season.
Yeah. Well, that's still possible.
Maybe a high end, right? Maybe you go out, get 11 wins, and everything is nice. You might actually win a playoff game this year. We'll see if that happens, but it should be better, and it should feel better for a team that at like once every third position you're like, okay, star. Then you go to just like trash, star, trash, star.
Yeah,
you should probably have a little bit more balance of a roster.
Yeah, and they still can bring this offseason together and be the ceiling that you described, thinking they had the chance to be. Apparently, they've been sniffing around trying to get a wide receiver 1. They're in talks with AJ Brown because I think AJ Brown had them on his list. He wanted to be a Charger, and they did do due diligence, but it's not clear that imminently they're going to trade for AJ Brown. Apparently, they did offer Alec Pierce a higher value contract that he took with the Colts. He decided to stay back because he really fucks with Daniel Jones and wants to play with him, apparently. I think what really happened is they offered him $30 million instead of $27, and he said after taxes in LA, I'm making less than that $27 in the Colts. I'll go with the Colts and stay with my guys. So they are trying to be aggressive on the wide receiver market. If Alec Pierce wanted to be here, he'd be a Charger. So that would change a lot of what we're talking about. That would fix him a lot. Maybe the conservatism that looks like he's doing is people just not picking the Chargers. This leads me to believe, why don't people want to play for Jim Harbaugh?
Guys don't want to play with Justin Herbert. That's crazy.
I would rather play with Daniel Jones.
Apparently Daniel Jones is just a vibe. Justin Herbert is not, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
That's tough.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
And now they're going to have to pick an offensive lineman in the first round when they also need an edge because they let Odafe walk. That's a tough situation. They can still, again, they could go sign Kevin Zeitler and Joel Bitonio today as the old guards in the market that are like 1-year stopgaps, and then go draft an edge in the first round. And all of a sudden we'll look up and say, okay, maybe they do still have that upper tier contender type of ceiling, but the path is getting harder and harder as by the day goes on. It was so easy. It was so easy. Just go sign Jenkins. It was so easy.
I love this, man.
I love
this
it
for y'all.
It's so fun.
Y'all deserve it, man.
We have to. It's crazy. Our GM acts like the money he doesn't spend goes in his pockets.
Because it does.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
What's the next team?
Kansas City Chiefs. Headline. Oof. Let's first do. Let's say the McDuffie trade into the Rams conversation. Yeah, we'll wait for them to get to the NFC West. Kenneth Walker signed for 3-year, $43 million. The Super Bowl MVP goes to Kansas City. There's a few of these trades that we talked about Kenneth Walker with the Chiefs for the entire regular season. When we saw Kenneth Walker getting handcuffed by his offensive coordinator who wanted to give Zach Charbonnet so many touches, we jokingly said for like 8 weeks, Kansas City Chiefs in the offseason, Kansas City Chiefs in the offseason. Then time came around, we thought it was a little rich for their blood. They said, nope, we are as rich as you could imagine. We are going to give all the money in the world to a running back. $14.3 million annual value. Our dream came true. How do you feel about it, that money?
I feel fine. I feel
Hell no, you shouldn't feel fine. You should feel fucking great considering where the fuck they came from, bro. They just changed their life. They don't have to rely on Isaiah Pacheco anymore. Shout out to you. Where do you go, to Detroit or something like that?
Yeah.
Shout out to you. They don't have to rely on Kareem Hunt anymore. Shout out to you and all the things that you did for this organization for the last few years. Amazing stuff. They just got a guy who can have explosive runs for the first time. They're literally having their quarterback, who's 30 now, coming off of an ACL tear, moving forward in the later stages of his career. They're trying to help him age gracefully. They just added so much more like a juice and explosiveness to this offense that we haven't seen at the running back position pretty much ever. This is amazing.
It's pretty good.
You're right.
It is a lot of money, though. It is a lot of money, though. And
okay, so my question is, even if it's the top of the market, is it still just in range? Like if it's in the range of like 12 to 15, and that's at like the absolute max that you would pay, and he's like, actually, yeah, I'll go within that range. I just want the max, and everyone's like, all right, that's cool. I don't think that it's an overpay for Kenneth Walker.
Sure,
right
overpay is a hard word to use because then it's like then that's just equivalent on what you think his value is. But like you said, at the top of the market by a pretty clear margin, that's constitutes an overpay in some regard. And I think the argument would be, if you're against it, is they just blew up their entire secondary. Clearly have a plan to kind of redo their secondary in the draft with those 2 first-round picks, if I'm reading the tea leaves. But, maybe the argument would be go out and sign a $7 million running back, which would still be very impactful next to Mahomes. And that's $7 million to spend on a corner and kind of have more and more depth there that you're kind of removing the ability to sign a solid starter type of piece there by going towards top of the market running back instead. I can understand that criticism if you don't think Kenneth Walker is like, there is probably some element of us that say, you don't get explosive runs. Here's Mr. Explosive Run. All of a sudden you'll have explosive runs. It's probably not that simple. So somebody wants to say maybe we kind of overestimate the impact of Kenneth Walker in some ways. I can understand them arguing that maybe you're better off getting 2 pieces there.
But you were dead. They were dead last. In the
I agree.
league.
That's why I like it. I'll give it a B overall.
They were dead last, and I think for them, this is also the Chiefs sticking to what they do as an organization and leaning on their strengths because they've let corners walk. Like they have done a good job of drafting and developing corners. And so if that's the one place that they know and that they feel we can find somebody in the draft and coach him up and he's going to be good for us. And you look over the last couple of years, they have done such a bad job of drafting and developing running backs that, okay, we're going to allocate our money to getting the proven thing over here when we know that we can really, really be, bargain bin shopping or drafting guys and building them up. We can do that over here and we can solve this problem immediately because Isaiah Pacheco, especially after the leg injury, just looked like he was running in quicksand the entire time. And Kareem Hunt obviously is not going to get you explosive runs. So at least this time, you will have the possibility of having explosive runs where the duo of Pacheco and Hunt was never going to give you that. Mm-hmm. So that's why I do think it's an A, even if it is at the top of the market.
Yeah, that's fair. And I think the best part is it opens up versatility with that 9th overall pick you have. A lot of people kind of like just pencil them in for like, oh, Jeremiah Love team. That's awesome. If he falls there, they're taking him for sure. Clearly now they won't. Considering they just paid top of the market for Kenneth Walker, you're not going to double dip there with your 2 best assets. And maybe he doesn't even make it there. So maybe it's a non-factor. But now they clearly can either pick a wide receiver 1 if they want to go out there and get either Tyson or Cornell Tate if he's there, or you go get the best corner in the draft. Because you clearly need all the DBs in the world. Or you get Ruben Bain if he's there. Like there's so many options for premier positions now that running back is taken care of. Because if you didn't draft a running back and you didn't sign a running back and you just drafted like a 4th round or whatever, you wouldn't have felt great coming into this season. Yeah.
And they have like crazy flexibility now because they have 2 first-round picks with the McDuffie
2 cornerbacks.
And so you can do it. Yeah, for all the reasons that you said, I do think that it puts them in a position where now they can go best player available because at 3 of the most important positions, wide receiver, edge, and corner, they have needs. And you can get 2 of the 3. I think probably if I were to guess right now, I think that they would go wide receiver with like the 25th pick and then probably edge with the top pick and try and move around and just say like, hey, Spags, figure something out with this with the secondary. But just because Chris Jones is getting older, they did in terms of last free agency, they did overpay in terms of the Karlaftis deal. And you did not get any of that production that you wanted to get. You did not get the leap that you wanted to get. So now you have to reinvest into edge. That's why I think that they're going to go there with the top pick, especially if Bain is there 100%. He's
if Ruben Bain falls there, I get it. All the top tiered edges, including Ruben Bain, have like some like not fatal flaws, but some serious question marks that make them not quite the home run swing. And it's a pretty deep edge class. There's going to be some good edges left in the 2nd round at the top of the draft. In the top of the 2nd round, I should say. My gut would say they go Mansour Delane, the top cornerback in the draft from LSU, assuming he's there at 9, and get a cornerback 1. And then 25th pick, probably wide receiver, like you said, either Casey Concepcion if they want another speed guy, it's in their MO, or like Boston from Washington if they want a bigger receiver there, which would make a lot of sense to me. That might be a little bit of a reach. And then top of the 2nd round, go edge. That would be a home run to me if that all fell the way they want.
They're so interesting. And I thought that they were the most interesting team going into the draft before they signed Kenneth Walker, because just the idea of like, do you go best player and potentially if Jeremiah Love is there, do you go get that, or do you kind of adjust the other needs? And now they just have so many other options that I'm still just like captivated by whatever that they're gonna do, because like Mahomes is coming off the ACL. Everyone's kind of just like, you know what, that's fine. Like he's gonna be okay. I still think that
what if he's not?
Yeah. It's still an ACL. Like people come back. It still takes people time and game reps and games and sometimes years to get back to their normal self. And so depending on how they approach this draft will tell us a lot about how do you see yourself this upcoming season? Mm-hmm. Like, do you think that this is a semi-gap year that you can just be competitive? Or do you think, hey, we can retool right now and get right back to the Super Bowl? I have no idea how they feel, but they are, I think, one of the 3 most interesting teams going into the draft.
Shit.
Yeah. And especially because like they had to redo their whole secondary. Obviously, they traded away Trent McDuffie, which we'll talk about in the next division. They let Jalen Watson walk. They lose Brian Cook.
They lost Gardner Minshew.
They lost Isaiah Pacheco. They let Joshua Williams walk. Obviously, lost Leo Chanel as well as a good run defender. Not losing sleep over that one. But 4 DBs out the room.
Yeah.
You got to replenish that.
It's the whole DB room.
It's the whole DB room.
This is like obviously every single offseason and draft, and of course like free agencies, like franchise defining and shit like that. But what makes it so interesting for these guys specifically is that they have Mahomes, they have this generational guy, and they have to completely revamp from basically like not necessarily ground zero, but ground zero based off of what they were known and loved to do on offense. And of course, like since their defense have just been constantly just like plunged at, this is like for real, like not even franchise defining, but like organizationally like defining for what they're going to be.
Yeah, if they want to continue this like mini dynasty and give it a second leg, then this is a defining offseason to pivot there. I mean, they signed Alohi Gilman as a DB. He's fucking fine, I guess, former Charger. They have the whole secondary replenished as well as the issues you talked about. They still have their foundation of their building. They kept Travis Kelce, part of the foundation, some of the concrete.
Cool.
All the windows are blown out that bitch. The back door is in shambles. The front door is like halfway there. Rasheed Rice, like the hinges are gone, but like we might arrest the front door. I don't know. It's tough.
They have to hit on not only the first round picks, they need one of those transformational classes.
Yeah, they need Ruben Bain to be drafted and be a superstar at number 9.
Yeah. But even outside, your 3rd round pick needs to hit, your 5th round pick needs to hit. You need like 5 new starters right now.
Yeah.
So for a team that hasn't done that in a couple years, hey man, hit that cycle. It's time to do it again.
Yep. Okay, let's move over to the Denver Broncos, who did absolutely nothing, and Broncos fans are freaking the fuck out about it. What did they do? They brought back J.K. Dobbins, their older injury-prone running back, $10 million a year. Kind of steep.
Twin.
Kind of steep for J.K. Dobbins, not going to lie. Clearly, you don't have a lot of faith in R.J. Harvey. Don't want to go down to the draft again. Kind of steep. What else did they do? They re-signed their biggest defensive liability on the roster, Alex Singleton, for $7.5 million a year. They would have rather seen him walk because he was an active liability last year. But he's the only reason they weren't the best defense in the league is because that's who they had at linebacker, and they kept him.
I'm looking at everything that they did, nothing but re-signs. They re-signed Sam Ellinger. They re-signed J.K. Dobbins, re-signed Adam Troutman, re-signed Alex Singleton, and re-signed Justin Chenard.
And they also lost John Franklin Myers, a key part of their D-line depth, him going to the Titans. Now, they kind of expected to lose him. It's fine. They'll live. They have a deep defensive line. It was expected, right? But to add nothing, to keep your liability and lose one of your strengths, this is more than rough. This is the biggest loser of the offseason so far. They didn't really do anything, so I'm just going to give them an F overall.
Yeah, bro. That J.K. Dobbins thing is so weird after like looking at his injury history and thinking about the Achilles and all that, bro, that's happened years ago. Like, yeah, it doesn't feel good at all. I understand you don't trust in R.J. Harvey, but you have to do all that.
I'd rather you go get Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, I'm going F because for the same reason that the Steelers, are essentially giving up on Caleb Johnson. It's tough, and like R.J. Harvey was fine. This isn't
they're not giving up on him.
Yeah, this isn't to the same exact thing. Like, but I would hope. And maybe it does play out like this, but I really, if you invest that draft capital in a running back, I would want him to get a little bit more time, more touches. And again, that might happen. They might just want J.K. Dobbins there just for vibe, just to have a nice duo in the backfield. But It's time for RJ Harvey, man.
Alex Singleton deals an F, man. Just tough. Tough. Love to see him bleed. Next division, let's go to the NFC West, and let's start with the Los Angeles Rams making motherfucking waves, trading a first-round pick and I think a third and a fourth next year. A lot of picks.
Yeah, they traded a 2026 first, a 5th-round pick, a 6th-round pick, as well as a 2027 third-rounder.
For Trent McDuffie. They go out and they get a, in his prime, 25-year-old all-pro corner. This is a team that last year, second best team in the NFL in most regards to most people. Fatal flaw, DB room was absolute bullshit. They went from the scrap heaps in the offseason and tried to make chicken, what do they say, shit out of chicken salad or chicken salad out of shit, whatever it is. They tried to do that. It worked for about 8 weeks.
Exactly. I remember specifically everyone around like week 7, in between week 7 to 9, everyone was like, man, look at the LA Rams, all these reclamation projects. No one wanted Brian Forbes, and look at him reviving his career. None of that shit mattered.
None of it mattered.
The defense was fucking in shambles, bro. It was crumbing literally towards the back half of the season, all because of the secondary. I'm gonna give this an A+, bro. Plus, they doubled down. They gave up a lot, a fuckload of money, a fuckload of assets. But I like it because this was the easiest, like the biggest blip on their roster.
This was the biggest fatal flaw of any contender in the NFL. This is the type of move that almost any price point makes it worth it. Unless you give up like 3 first-round picks or something stupid. Anything reasonable, like this was, is worth it. Because this single decision can literally be the difference between winning a Super Bowl and not. Mm-hmm. Like you cannot underestimate just how much an all-pro lockdown cornerback one can be for this team.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't win the Super Bowl, it's a massive disappointment. Like, they just have to.
They do, like for their timeline, like this year.
Yeah. Matthew Stafford has 1 to 2 more years left maximum. Mm-hmm. They were in the NFC Championship game last year. Their defense, for all the reasons that you guys said, is now going to be improved. They also were a weird team in that they had 2 fatal flaws. They had their secondary and their special teams. And yeah, I'm sure that their special teams is not going to be the absolute worst thing.
3 fatal flaws. Cornerback 1, special teams, cornerback 2. And they also addressed cornerback 2, getting Jalen Watson from the Chiefs.
Cornerback 2.
And I'm sure the Chiefs secondary, if you put the Rams D-line in front of them, they're going to look so much better than even they did under Steve Spagnuolo. So they are right now the most complete team in the NFL. I think that they have the least amount of glaring holes now that they've addressed your secondary. If they should be the Super Bowl favorites. I haven't checked the odds right now. And right now I'm looking at it as if they don't win the Super Bowl, it is a disappointment. It is a failure because this team is complete from head to toe.
Mm-hmm. A's all around the board. Like you said, this is the perfect offseason for a Rams fan.
Yeah.
You really cannot be upset. You get 2 starting corners in the first day of free agency.
What's the odds? I'm checking it right now. This is absolutely insane though. That you can go just get 2 of the guys also from the same team. They have chemistry. They know each other as well. So it's like,
shout out the Atlanta Falcons for making this possible. They still have a first-round pick. The beauty of running off on the stupidest teams in the league.
I can't wait till you get to them, man. Please.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Also, I'm looking at it now. Rams Super Bowl favorites.
Plus 700. Super Bowl favorites over the Seattle Seahawks at plus 850. That's kind of a decent margin. Like they think they're pretty clearly the Super Bowl favorites. To not even be tied, like
that. Yeah, to not even be tied is kind of nasty work. It's a little bit disrespectful.
I don't even know if it's disrespectful. It's just a lot of faith in the Rams for everything we just said. Yeah. I understand it.
Yeah.
I mean, you have that. The Seahawks have already lost a lot of pieces.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, it's tough to go back to back. It makes sense. Also, the Rams were very they were priced.
Yo, the Chargers are the 5th best offense.
What the fuck? I just realized the Chargers were there.
I mean, I guess we'll see what the draft happens. It's the Mike McDaniel thing, which maybe we like underestimate just how impactful that can be. Like, if they nail the draft and like sign those 2 old guards I talked about, like they could have the best offense in the league. That's in the realm of possibility, especially if they try for AJ Brown after the draft. Best offense in the league possibility is there, I guess. So I guess I understand it. They're the Chargers. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. Like,
yeah,
them being 5 is still outlandish.
But right now, like if you think that the Rams, like if there was ever a time to get on, like this is probably going to be like the best price that you get on the Rams the entire time, the entire season.
Lions above Philly. I feel like Green Bay is kind of low.
Damn, my guys are all the way down here.
Damn. Oh my God,
your guy. Oh yeah.
New England Patriots not winning the goddamn Super Bowl.
Come on now.
It's not happening.
We're off that.
Mickey Mouse run is over, buddy.
They gotta earn all the respect back.
I don't know, ball. This is just kind of crazy.
It is a little crazy, but I don't. I suppose it makes sense.
No, yeah, it makes sense. I told
The
you
Lions above them by such a margin is kind of.
I told you guys the day after. Like the Patriots might not even make the playoffs next year.
Okay, I'm not going to that extent, but I could see a world
It's
where
real.
that
They
could
might
happen.
not.
Sure, anybody might not. So I get it. They're not such a shoe-in that we have to say they're a lock. So you're right in that sentence. I will probably assume they make it though. But you're right. They're within a 2-game injury. You never know.
Yeah.
They're not a lock, and that's all that matters. To be from Super Bowl to not a lock,
That's insane.
that's kind of crazy.
Says a
That's
lot.
kind of crazy. Going over across the conference, going to the Super Bowl champion, Seattle Seahawks. This has kind of been an offseason defined by losing people so far, as expected when you win a championship. They had a lot of free agency pending, but they retained Rashid Shaheed and Josh Jobe. Potentially the two most important free agents, Kenneth Walker aside, which maybe you can even argue is third most. I don't know. Conversation for another day. But they kept Rashid Shaheed. Many teams were pursuing him, including the Chargers, another one that my team offered a bag to, and he said, nope, I'm staying home. 3-year, $51 million deal after they traded a pick to get him last year. They kind of had to retain him. The question is, the debate going on Seahawks Twitter, you pay Rashid Shaheed or you pay Kenneth Walker. Clearly they chose Rashid. Was that the right choice?
Yeah, I think so. I think Rashid's probably like a little bit more impactful based off of like the other type of plays that he's able to make compared to Kenneth Walker. Of course, what Kenneth Walker did was amazing and it's impactful, but just get a little bit more out of the squeeze. You squeeze a little bit more value out of someone like Rashid. So I give that an A.
Yeah, I'll go an A for that because I do think that they made the right decision in a hard choice. For the reasons like Shaheed he's more explosive than Kenneth Walker. He helps in special teams. And for that reason, that's why I say he's more explosive.
Okay.
Because the game that swung this entire season for Seattle was that Thursday night game against the Rams, and they were down heavy in that game, and that game flipped because Rashid Shaheed was able to make plays in special teams on punt returns and do all that stuff. So I think that that's right. You know that Cooper Kupp, obviously at the very end of his career, so you want to have a number 2 receiver along with the other guys that you drafted. It's the right move. I think they made the right choice. Yeah. So I'm going A for them.
Okay. So A on the Rashid Shaheed signing. Josh Jobe, they picked him over Rick Woolen. Rick Woolen went to the Eagles. Cool. You had to retain one of those corners. I think it was kind of expected that they had to, if they're going to be able to pick one, it'd probably be Jobe. Dope.
Yeah. Cool.
Standard, right?
Did what you're supposed to do. Hey.
You lost Kobe Bryant. You lost Boy Mafe. You lost Rick Woolen and Kenneth Walker. It's the price of winning the Super Bowl. Happens to everybody.
Yeah, man.
They'll be all right.
We'll see how they go ahead and shore up their depth.
Yeah, in the draft. Definition of you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, even if you're not all right, you already got the ring. Nothing matters anymore. You already got the ring. You could not be all right, and so be it. We got our championship. Arizona Cardinals. Lots of moves going on here. Headlined by their biggest deal, signing Isaac Sumalo for 3 years, $31.5 million coming in to be their starting guard. Obviously, they had to replenish a lot of their offensive line. Will probably go offensive line in the first round very highly. Cool. You got a good starter.
Okay.
Getting up there in age, a 3-year deal. I don't know what the guarantees are. Cool.
Yeah, like they're because of the state of their organization, how they're just like having a whole. They're searching for their new identity. Turning this new page.
What a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, man.
What a nice way.
Starting from the bottom, and they also cut Kyler Murray. Are planning on going with Jacoby Brissett as their quarterback 1 next year.
Tough.
Overall, I'm gonna give them a C on all of their moves because I have no idea what's going on. Because I think that some of these moves are good. I like going out and signing Tyler Algier. I like signing Sam Malu. But then you tell me that we're cutting Kyler Murray and we're going with Jacoby Brissett, and now it's like, oh, so this season is lost.
Yeah.
So we're actually not trying to be super, super competitive in the same ways that we were even last year or the year prior. We think that we are a walking lick. And that's why I don't really know what the Cardinals are doing. I think that everybody else in the division, Seattle coming off a championship, the Rams, Super Bowl favorites, the 49ers, they've made moves to improve. And now it feels like they're just like, it feels like they're signing players, but I don't know if they are actually trying to be competitive this year. And for a team that over the past couple of years have had moments where you squint and you say, this could be a 9-win team. This could be a playoff team. It feels like they are actively taking a step backwards.
They are. They definitely. I mean, they got new coaching front office. This is a rebuilding year for sure. And I think to have any expectation otherwise would be unfair to them. Now, I think it's a good situation though, because like you said, they have a lot of talented players in this team on both sides of the ball. I think they're one good reloading year away from being good the following year. I think this year they take their left tackle of the future as the number 3 pick or defensive star of the future, whoever it may be, based on however they value Paris Johnson or whatever. Try to nail the rest of your first draft with a new GM. Try to nail your first year with the new head coach. Get all the principles right. You know Jacoby Brissett is obviously not your long-term quarterback. And next year's draft, you come up, you probably try to trade up and find your guy. I think that's a pretty decent position to be.
Yeah. When the other 3 teams in your division are so clearly like a tier above, and last year, the year that you thought you were as close to them as possibly could be, then you just get blown out the water. Granted, a lot of injuries happened, but still just got destroyed. That's tough.
Yeah, exactly. You got to take your time.
But
it'd be silly to hope or otherwise if you're a fan of this team.
Yeah, man.
Also, this is what they do though. They
restart. They've been restarting
just all the time.
That's crazy.
They are.
Just
it's so
constant
funny how
rebuild.
like they're clearly one of the bigger jokes of the league that every other owner is just like happy to have. They're just like, at least we know we got the Cardinals on our schedule. At least we know we got these dumb motherfuckers over there.
Said, thank you for your $20 million every single year. We love it.
It's great.
It's nasty.
Last team in the division, San Francisco 49ers. Only one real move to talk about. Mike Evans has left the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, going to play with Kyle Shanahan for 3 years, $42 million a year. Only $60 million guaranteed, though. So really not a bad deal. If he's good, he gets the full 3 years. If he falls off for age, they can cut him pretty quickly.
Wow.
He put a big, long statement out about his leaving of the Buccaneers franchise, him clearly being a team legend. They said it's not about the money at all. He left because he wanted a new challenge. So, read the tea leaves, explain that in athlete speak. I'm fucking sick and tired of Todd Bowles. I cannot win with Todd Bowles. I want to go win with Kyle Shanahan and see what I got left in the tank.
That's exactly what that means. And he escaped the Bulls, man. Shout out to him.
He got out.
He
got out.
Todd Bowles had him in the basement.
Surviving Todd. Surviving T-Bowles. But yeah, now he gets to go be with one of the best offensive masterminds in the NFL of all time, going to a team that I think if you are an aging wide receiver that knows you have some left in the tank, but is obviously living in reality and knows you're not what you were 4 years ago probably, and next year you could take another step back, who knows, going to a coach that can clearly get the most out of you and that needs your skill set with George Kittle probably missing this whole year, this is a great situation for Mike Evans.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. This is a team that is in need of this position, especially like because of all the injuries that they had at that position, and in general, like the name talent just didn't really like stand out.
And Ayuk being Ayuk.
Yeah, exactly. So overall, A for both sides.
Yeah, and he's going to a quarterback who leads the league in catchable pass rate, very accurate, will get the ball where it needs to go, will be drawn up well. I love this for Mike Evans.
It was so like, I feel like it's so weird to just see a player go ahead and leave like this. A team legend, not even regular player, a fucking legend, just leave out like this, and like money not even be like any of the concern at all. Like he wasn't disrespected by that offer at all. He was just like, yeah, bro, I'm just out.
That is crazy, right? You don't really see that where he's like, yeah, I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to, I do respect it though on a human level. I'd probably want a challenge too. I'd probably be bored of that team as well.
I get it.
But you don't often see athletes operating that way at this point in their career.
No, but
What if it's often not the same because of different accolades. What if Draymond just left them free agency because he's like, I'm bored of this? Like, that'd be like, what?
That'd be weird.
Well,
it's like
Obviously not 1-to-1, but in
Yeah.
terms of time with the team and like you want to ring with them, obviously like multiple ring dynasties don't happen like they do in the NBA to that level. So not a 1-to-1 comparison, but in terms of time played and age and like peak and where you're at right now, kind of similar.
I think that's why I think Mike Evans is different than a lot of guys, just because before last year he still, obviously Fugazi, but he still got his 1,000 yards, and so being able to know that like you still have a little bit of that left in the tank, it makes sense. Still being in the mindset of like I want a new challenge for the Niners, and like I think the opportunity is good. My overall question is just how like is he going to be there, because he's had hamstring issues for the last 2 years that have hampered him. Last year he dealt with it a lot. Broke his collarbone last year. He's 32 going to a new team. I do feel like there is a situation where Mike Evans plays like 9 games this year. He played 8 last year. If he ends up playing like 9 games and the substation gets him the same way that it's gotten everybody else, then I can see it being kind of disappointing. But on paper, I like the opportunity for Mike Evans to be in a much better offense than what he was in last year.
Mm-hmm. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for 49ers. Getting another weapon in the door. We'll see what happens to the rest of the wide receiver room. Like we said, Brandon Ayuk is the friends he made along the way. Shout out Ricky Pearsall. They might lose Trent Williams, who's having a money dispute with the team. I hope they figure that out for the sake of their, like, I wouldn't even say title window because they don't have one, but their ability to surprise us. I hope they keep Trent Williams. I hope we don't see him in another jersey. But I think a lot of teams will be lining up to pay him for 1 year, whatever it is. Getting pretty 100%. Old, but he'd be in demand.
Yeah.
100%.
I'll do it.
What division should we do next?
I'll take him.
You know what?
Should we do the AFC South? Get it out the way real quick.
Sure, I guess. I don't know why they're the one you went to, but sure. AFC South.
Because the South divisions are the most forgettable.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to do a non-forgettable one, but let's get one of the forgettable ones out of here. AFC South. Let's start with the New Orleans Saints. They went out and they signed David Edwards to be their starting guard from the Buffalo Bills. 4 years, $61 million deal, $15 million per year.
You said AFC South. This is the NFC South. That's
Oops,
so funny.
my bad.
But yeah, it's still
Oops. NFC South. B, solid signing for David Edwards. A little pricey, but cool. That's what Zion Johnson got. That's what it costs to get a solid starting lineman. Travis Etienne, 4 year, $52 million deal, $13 million per.
Tough.
He's back home. Nice.
Back home. LA guy. LA guy.
Yeah. Nice move. Moved off Alvin Kamara. Doesn't really move the needle for real, but you need a guy there.
I think it does kind of move the needle a little bit, just because Kamara's been aging for a minute now, and and so now you can get a little bit more
aging forever.
Yeah,
he's never not aged.
Forever getting older.
But you get in just a little bit more juice, a little bit more youth into that position, and if he is gonna be Mr. I beat Father Time, and I'm just always gonna be available, and I can help something out, having him in a committee with ETN is going to be fine. So I think it's cool. Paying that, this is one of the ones where it's like maybe a little bit too much for ETN, but I'm okay with it. But I will go B.
Yeah, it's on the high end, definitely.
Just because they also were in a position where they could have been a Jeremiah Love team, and so obviously it's not like crazy money, but you could have went and gotten Jeremiah Love. I think gotten the better player, the better running back to go with Kamara, and then spent that money elsewhere. But
do you think ETN prevents them from getting Jordan Love if they feel like he's Bijan Robinson? I would say yes on the surface, because they can just go draft a defensive star or whatever they might want there, Carnell Tate, whatever. But ETN is like the exact level that he could be a 1-2 punch with Love.
I just don't know.
It'd be expensive. It'd be a lot for the running back position. But if you think Love is that guy, I don't think ETN stops you 100%.
So I think that like quarterback and honestly even quarterback, because the more we get away from the Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix dilemma, like I didn't like it in the moment, but if you think that Michael Penix is going to be your franchise quarterback, don't let Kirk Cousins stop you from finding it. I do think that running back is maybe the one position where double dipping in terms of having one of your top free agency signings and having a top 8 pick in the draft, that is a lot of capital. That is a lot of assets for a team that isn't ready to win right now. So I do think that this kind of signals that they're not going to be a Jeremiah Love team.
Yeah, maybe not. There's a lot of good options there at that pick. They might get Caleb Downs there. So there will be plenty of options. If they don't want to be running back, so be it. Let's move over to one of the bigger, most active teams in this offseason so far, the Carolina Panthers. Not only go out there and address issues, they spent the biggest bag in the world to do so. 4 years, $120 million for Jalen Phillips, coming in to be their edge rushing star, a position they've needed for years. They went from 2 years ago being the most woeful defense in the NFL to last year being a little below average with Derek Brown coming back and helping the run defense. Still had no pass rush and still had the worst linebacking core in the league. So what they do, Jalen Phillips to the pass rush, and for the linebacker position, Devin Lloyd, best linebacker on the market, 3 year, $45 million, 1-2 punch. How do we rate each of these individually?
I think for the Jalen Phillips thing, I might give it a B because that's a lot of goddamn money.
Yeah, that's a
That's
B.
all the money in the goddamn world. Good
I'm
player.
going
You think
Really?
everything's an A?
I'm-
That's
I'm
a
going-
gross overpay.
I'm going A.
No, fuck that. I gotta compensate. You're glazing. I'm going C.
I don't.
Damn.
I don't think it's an overpay.
Wow.
Oh, he's paid like one of the best edge rushers in the league, and he's not that.
I understand that. I still don't think it's an overpay. You set this up by saying they've had edge problems for years. They're a team that whether you're drafting edge or whether you're trying to find somewhere else, they've used all the other avenues to try to find an edge, and it's not working. And so you can go out and buy the cheaper thing and keep cycling through it and it not working, and then say, I know at least you are competent. I'm gonna pay for the name brand thing, even though that realistically it's probably not as different as the other thing. But this is gonna give me enough stability to where I can start building out everything else. This is fine. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I think for them solving a years long issue, I'm going to give you an A.
Yeah, he's a Mr. Pressures man. Is not a good play finisher for whatever reason, probably a physical thing. Doesn't get a lot of sacks, but creates a lot of pressures, which is very important when you have a lot of other young edge rushers and a great defensive tackle up front. Jalen Phillips is kind of a rising tides type of edge rusher that makes life easier for everybody else by constantly taking up the chip helps because he will create a pressure. So
Yes.
it is a good player to bring in the door. Only reason I'm not going to be more critical is because they got Devin Lloyd for only $15 million.
That's the better deal. And that right there is a fucking
That's
A.
a big A. Bro, Quay
Yeah.
Walker got 13.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Devin
value.
Lloyd is twice as good as Quay Walker for $2 million more. That bargain bin
Yeah.
Devin Lloyd signing, somehow you get the linebacker one for $15 million. That I can tell myself, combine those two numbers, split it in half, the deal start making more sense to me. So as a combination, they get an A.
I mean, they both get an A. In terms of signing, I really just think that if you have a problem that year in and year out is a legitimate issue, and you have tried other ways, you have tried to be creative and skirt around things and try to fix it. At a certain point, you just have to pay. You have to pay up. And so getting somebody like Jalen Phillips in the door, the only reason why, honestly, I can understand is not even that like, oh, it's Jalen Phillips and he doesn't have like the high sack numbers. If you want to say he's had 2 major injuries and I'm nervous about that, okay, cool. I can understand that more than for a team like the Panthers, who again have not had this. And so now if you're combining Brown and Jalen Phillips, and now you have Devin Lloyd, that defense is starting to round out, and it's starting to look like a defense that can actually do something. 2 years ago, and especially going into last year, they spent hella money in free agency because what was going on? They were super light up front, and then they just threw it. If you were 300 pounds, you are getting a bag, and we are fixing this line right now. They're still on that mindset because their defense still needs help. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that's all correct. Like you said, it's the same thing they did the offensive line. Money doesn't come out of nowhere, though. And they need to start drafting really well to have good cheap players around those two expensive lines. Pretty soon, that money will come due, and it'll start to come together, and they'll be in cap hell. They're going to have to pay the quarterback pretty soon. That'll be a decision to be made.
Will they?
We'll see. They'll have to make a decision at the very least. So it's easy to say, go out and spend $1 million now, go out and go crazy now. Eventually, that does come to bite you if things don't work out. So I'll agree it's a good move. They don't have much margin for error, though. They need to nail this draft. They need to be good, like right away, because you can't have another round of spending big unless you relinquish all the other players and go through this whole cycle again. So I don't think you can just like forever say that no matter what, spend big as fuck as you need to. It doesn't matter. You'll be good. It very much does matter when your offensive line is already expensive. But again, like I said, 2 good value signings. Jalen Phillips is just good enough that I understand. If they did this to Odafe Owe, I would have been like, you guys are insane. But Jalen Phillips is very good when he's healthy. So I'll give it an A overall.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing that there is some downside potentially.
They're also a team where I think that they're in an interesting position because you are right. They do have to go for it. They do have to be competitive right now. You have to make a decision, and you have to basically put Bryce Young into one of those no excuses seasons and give the team as much help as possible and figure out exactly what you have. And you have to figure out if Bryce is going to be the guy. And right now, you have Bryce on not a bigger deal than his rookie contract. You have Tet on a deal that is pretty fine. You have players around that are somewhat cheap. So I think that you can be a playoff team and make these runs, and then in a year or two, then finally say, all right, Bryce, you either are a franchise quarterback or you're not, and then we'll make that decision. So I think it's okay for right now.
Yeah, it is definitely okay for right now. And for 1 year sample size, for 1 year timeline, it's a great move.
Yeah.
And we'll reevaluate next year. Atlanta Falcons.
Man, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't even care about what the signings are.
The last 3 months of just like sports, a life as a sports fan in Atlanta got to be so treacherous.
And it just got more treacherous because they have signed Tua Tagovailoa to a 1 year deal to presumably be their starting quarterback while Michael Penix recovers from injury.
Who knows? They completely have that door wide the fuck open. They clearly don't necessarily believe in Michael Penix. They have new regime in there, new guys in the front office running things, and this is their first call out. And okay, we're here now.
Yuck. We're here now in the bottom of the toilet, licking it clean. This is disgusting. This is the nastiest thing I've ever seen. A Michael Penix, Tua Tagovailoa QB battle?
2 lefties in the building? Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the nastiest things you've ever said.
And this is one of the nastiest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This is disgusting. If I'm a Falcons fan, which they're already doing this, if you've seen Falcons fans on Twitter, I am contemplating changing my team. I'm contemplating abandoning the sport. I'm contemplating abandoning competitive sport as an entity, as an idea. That I don't think I'll root for anything that has to do with competition.
That's
because my team hates me.
That's what the Falcons have done for years. Have made their fans feel like that.
I can like try to psych myself into it. I might look a little crazy, but hey, I'm trying to psych myself into it, and I can see how his value is like at an all-time low. You get him for basically nothing at this point in time of his career. It's a swing.
What's he worth? Basically nothing at this point in his career.
Yeah,
so exactly. It's not some bargain thing there. It's just you got what he deserves.
Yeah, exactly. It's a swing, but at the end of the day, like, what are your other options?
What kind of swing?
It's not really a swing.
What kind of swing?
It's like a bunt.
It's free.
It's like a putt, but you're doing it off the tee.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't lose anything for real.
You're swinging, but you got the wrong idea entirely. What sport you should be playing?
I just for the Falcons, you just look around and you look at this offense, and you have Bijan, you have Drake London.
That's what makes it feel bad because they have all these weapons in place that they could do actual damage with right now.
Yeah, you just brought in Stefanski, and for Stefanski, honestly, I don't think if the Atlanta thing doesn't go well, I would not hire him as a head coach again. Clearly, clearly he has some voodoo around him to where bad quarterbacks just follow him, and bad quarterback situations are just there. And to go from what he had in Cleveland with Deshaun, Shador, Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, all that stuff, to now go to Michael Penix and Tua, you need to figure your life out because whatever voodoo is going on with you, it's now affecting me, and I can't take that. This is bad, and I think the only reason that I can think about to have both of these guys in here is simply for the fact that both of them are left-handed.
Atlanta sports is in complete disarray, bro. They lost Trae Young. They went ahead, seen their starting QB of the future tear up his ACL. They went ahead, canceled Magic City night, bro. Oh my God, you got Tua on this team. James Pierce is a bastard. Fuck, what has gone right for the city? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Hey man, let's move on to the next division. I can't talk about these guys anymore. It's absolutely disgusting. Let's go over to the AFC East. We have to talk about the fact that Josh Allen finally has another wide receiver one, his best wide receiver one since Stephon Diggs left the team. DJ Moore has been traded to the Bills in a trade that I think is controversial, to say the least. Win-win in some ways. Maybe stupid in some ways. I don't know. We can decide who falls in what category there. But they trade DJ Moore to the Bills for a second-round pick. They were thinking DJ Moore was going to be like, I got a salary dump him. Maybe I can get a fifth if I'm lucky. You know, he's getting kind of old. The money's high. He didn't have a great year. We'll see what we can get. Time to move on. Then Brandon Beane comes through that door and says, how about a prize top 100 pick asset for you? Give him here.
Listen, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to DJ Moore. Shout out to Brandon Beane trying to beat out the allegations. I respect it. I think this is a risky trade, of course, a little bit, but for the Bills, good trade overall because this is what you need. All the people have been talking about over the last few years, specifically this past year, is how you guys need one thing and you're not doing it. You refuse to do it. And here they go trying. with a guy who's like not one of the worst receivers in the league. He's actually like one of the more, he's like a very average, above average guy who can be a true difference maker for what you have right now.
Okay, how do we parse this? DJ Moore is very good. DJ Moore is the best receiver on this team. He will have a good connection with Josh Allen. We'll give him a guy who can actually win going up the sideline, so he's not throwing prayer go balls to Brandon Cooks in the playoffs. He eliminates that. He's a good yards after the catch guy in the short area. Everything you'd want in this offense, I think. We've seen him play with this offensive coordinator before and have good years. Now he's going to have Josh Allen throwing to him. DJ Moore should be successful. If you have DJ Moore in fantasy, you should be happy. Josh Allen should be happy. Should have more weapons. All that is true. Objectively, they're a better team. They gave up way too fucking much. A second-round pick is crazy for what the market was. I can't imagine there was a bid anywhere close to that. This sounds like a situation where they called and said, hey, want a second? And the guy looked at his other offer and saw fourth and was like, yes. Immediate yes. Overpaid clearly. And then they extend him. He's there for 3 years now. Like, you're locked into that money. Maybe before you could have said, okay, we gave up too much draft capital. If it doesn't go well, we can get out of this in a year or so. No, you're in now. DJ Moore is your wide receiver 1 for 3 years.
C.
Okay.
C.
So basically what you're saying is everything I described, the highs and lows, right in the middle is your evaluation.
You were throwing game-changing plays to Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
B. Cook, save me.
You're closing your eyes and throwing game-changing, divisional round-changing balls.
Legacy-changing plays from
literally
Josh Allen.
To Brandon Cooks. You have to go out and get somebody better. And I think that DJ Moore probably was the price, was the best option for the price. Obviously, like the Bills very, very early on, they were talking like, oh, they're an AJ Brown destination. Hy Roseman looks like he's asking for,
the world.
2 first-round picks, people's firstborn children. Like the price is a lot. So obviously, you're not going to pay that. This is fine. Do I think that there is going to be a moment late in the season where you're not going to get the exact production that you would want from DJ Moore as your number 1 receiver because you're throwing him the ball thinking that he's our number 1 guy. He's our version of Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. He's going to be that guy. Yes, there is going to be a moment like that. We've seen that over a couple of years now. However, Khalil Shakir cannot be your wide receiver 1. You having a passing offense built around your tight ends, while not impossible, right? If your tight ends are Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, rookie season Sam Laporta, right? If they are that's fine. Building your passing game and your vertical passing game around Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox, that's a problem.
Yep.
So DJ Moore had to be on this team. They had to make this move. And so for them, the second round pick was worth it. You got a 5th back.
That's the hard part.
You got a 5th back, and it makes sense. And I think for them also, I think the value is probably the same. In my mind, I'm probably deep valuing it a little bit because there is at least 10% of this trade that I look at it and I'm like, you did this because everybody was on your head about the Keon Coleman stuff, and you wanted to go out and have something tangible to say, look, I tried, I did the thing.
Which is good, by the way. Like, people were right. He needed to get another wide receiver.
Yes, but But
was this the one you needed?
Yes. Yeah. You're doing this to address a subsection of people and not necessarily like it's gonna help because your situation was so dire, but this might have been maybe not the 100% the right move.
But I think those people were right. I'm one of those people. I think they're correct. And like I keep saying, both things are true. I think Bean is a fucking horrible GM. I think I'm just there now. From everything that's gone on this summer to the politics that forced the head coach out, him getting promoted, making another questionable move. Like every move he does outside of the contracts he signs and when he signs them, and finding Josh Allen has been bad for a few years now. And I think this is also a bad move in terms of asset allocation, which matters tremendously. But I also think it will result in maybe the most complete offense Josh Allen's ever had. Like, they had the crazy run game they had last year. They lose their left guard, but they keep McGovern. Their offensive line should be fine. They still have James Cook, who was ascended into a star. Hopefully, Keon Coleman finds some way to be valuable in year 2 or year 3, not being the wide receiver 1 on the outside. Maybe he can move more into the slot, but which is hard to do when you have Shakir and Dalton Kincaid taking slot snaps. Whatever you get from him is whatever you get from him. But I do think DJ Moore is exactly what they needed to bring everything together. So once again, I think Bean will get away with it, and this team will be incredible because DJ Moore is what they need.
And once again, if the Buffalo Bills do not make the Super Bowl, it's a massive disappointment.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the defense.
And
but
it's an utter
sure.
failure.
They signed
And
Dale Ford as
legacies
well.
will be tarnished if it does not happen.
Yeah, like Josh Allen, like we said, okay, you lost in the playoffs. You were throwing, like we said, Hail Marys to Brandon Cooks. Third time we said that in the past 5 minutes. I might say it 2 more times. It is truly that crazy in 2026 that Brandon Cooks is catching the go balls. Brandon Cooks is 100 years old in small wide receiver years. It's outlandish. You could have told me Brandon Cooks would be at the league before I would believe he's catching go balls from Josh Allen in playoff games. So we gave him some grace. It's not your fault you have no weapons. It is your fault you threw the defense a couple times, but you were throwing nobody. You had to force it. DJ Moore is exactly good enough for me not to give him that excuse anymore. He's exactly good enough to answer that question.
I think I finally netted out to a B on this, bro.
Okay.
Considering how dire the situation was, what they gave up was a lot, bro, but you needed it. And this is like the most dire wide receiver room based off of like what things have been over the last few years. So
Yeah.
I like
and
man.
this perfectly, what you just said, you netted out to being a good result, completely describes the Bean mindset. That it's not about the destination. It's not about, did I make a good decision? Did I stack together smart moves? It's, did I reach the finish line and have a good team? And the answer to this will be yes. And will it be because of the trade he made? No, it'll be because Josh Allen is in those doors.
Exactly.
But Josh Allen is in those doors. And whether or not it's smart or not, they gave him another weapon, and it will result in productivity, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe that's how we should grade it. Maybe the destination is more important, and it will be a good one. Okay. But also, I still hate Bean with every fiber of my being. So,
Damn politics.
damn politics.
L Bean.
L Bean.
It's my input, y'all.
L Bean.
I am in this episode. L Bean. Fuck you. That's kind of crazy. Never mind. Cut that out.
He said, I don't even know who that is. You don't even know what he looks like.
Might be a friend of the show. I don't know.
He's certainly not a friend of the show. He's
Okay.
like a 50-year-old white man.
Okay. L Bean.
L
Fuck
Bean.
you.
I mean, shout out the Bears, though. Finding someone to run off.
It's stupid, man.
I bet. Shout out the Bears finding someone to get a second-round pick for DJ Moore.
Amazing
exceptional.
work.
That's good.
That's amazing. They're fourth most important receiver. Get a second-round pick for him.
Yeah, that's so crazy to say fourth most important receiver, bro. It's a reality of the situation. They have so many guys who's ascending right now, and then on top of that, outside like the actual wide receiver room, then there's Colson Loveland too, who's ascending in his own right and can be something special as well. Coming up in year 2, yeah, like he's a very like throwawayable player, earned a lot of money.
Player. Expendable for sure. For sure. You can move
But
off
like
him.
considering the money, it's like we can get off him the quickest way possible.
Yeah, exactly. People are sending behind him. It's time for a changing of the guard. You can do without him and not really feel like your passing offense is really falling off.
But with this second, man, I'm licking my chops right now.
That's another edge rusher. It's another swing at the edge rushing bat.
We need as many swings as possible.
Or a safety to. They have a lot of options.
Yeah.
Need some linemen.
Oh, I forgot too. We didn't.
And we'll
We'll get to the Bears later. The state of the offensive line. R.I.P. Ozzie Trapilo.
Who's next?
Next is division. Let's go to the Patriots. Switching over to them. They signed one Romeo Doubs, 4 years, $68 million to come be their outside wide receiver one. Or I shouldn't say wide receiver one. Maybe that's putting him into a hole as like he's going to be like getting 20 targets a game. But their X receiver vertical threat on the outside. They sniffed around A.J. Brown. Asking price was too high. They tried to get Alec Pierce. He decided to stay home. Romeo Doubs is who they settled on. They clearly agreed they needed a wide receiver on the outside. Solid pick there. I think that's I just named 2 receivers that were the better options. The third best option on the market for that given role they need. Solid B.
Hey, man, your other receiver, I love what everybody did in free agency. Yo,
He's like the guy that wears an NFL hat. I love the shield. Everyone's having a good time.
one of your top receivers, everybody thought he was going to jail. And you got somebody who cares so much about his own safety that he wears a Guardian cap. Shout out to you.
He's responsible. The opposite of Diggs.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you need, right? And you got a Stephon Diggs last year that was Mr. Company Man, and he was a great leader in the locker room, and everything was cool. And then now he's gone. He's not there anymore. You get Romeo Doubs, and there were times also in Green Bay where it's like Romeo Doubs obviously isn't. I'm wide receiver one. I'm like Mr. Alpha wide receiver. I'm not. He's clearly like not that. However, there were a lot of times in Green Bay where their wide receiver room was so muddled. Nobody really elevated themselves to be the number one target every single week. But there were times where Romeo Doubs was the number one target and he was the de facto number one wide receiver, and he produced and he made a lot of plays. I think this is very, very good for New England. And I don't think that the money is super crazy. I do think that there's a ceiling here beyond what he's getting paid.
Yeah.
And so I really like it for them.
That's why I kind of net it as a B. I feel like there's a reason why he didn't like stand out as a wide receiver one or get as many targets necessarily when he was in Green Bay. But nonetheless, like it could net out to being more positive than it is negative. It should at the end of the day because he's additive. He's younger than what Stephon Diggs was, obviously. The money is just a lot for me. That's why I'm just like, it just end up being like a very like whatever move. Whether or not like they go out and trade for someone like AJ Brown, or if not, and they like, have him slotted as the wide receiver one or whatever. It's just very like, okay, like nice.
And to go along with this, also, they sign Elijah Vera Tucker, one of the highest upside and highest downside or lowest downside swings in this free agency class. Always hurt, multiple season-ending injuries, but when he plays, borderline star level production from a guard. Very, very good. And now, what does that allow them to do? Slot him in the left guard, move last year's left guard, Jared Wilson, who was drafted to be a center, back to his natural position after you traded Bradbury. Really brings their line together. If it works out and he's healthy, combine that with Romeo Doubs coming in, I'm sure they'll draft another weapon as well to bring in, try to get somebody that's a little better in the interior areas. Maybe Kyle Williams is that in year 2. Things make a lot of sense if Elijah Vera Tucker works out.
And also the AJ Brown thing it's not off the table.
Sure.
Yeah,
because
true.
the Eagles are not going to trade him until after June 1st, most likely to avoid like the crazy dead cap money. So if we get to June and now AJ Brown is actually on the board and the Patriots trade for him, you give up a 27 first round pick and you move that onto next year. Now you have a team with Drake May, AJ Brown, Romeo Doubs, and a revamped offensive line. That's a team that feels so much different than the one right now where I'm saying, oh yeah, they're not a lock to be a playoff team. That's a team that I would feel very comfortable sliding them into the playoffs going into next year.
Yeah, I think this is 2 B moves considering Vera Tucker's health concerns that net out to an A that you improved. Yes. And then you got Draymond Jones, a contract on the defensive side to replenish that defensive line. You lost on your edge rushers. Cool.
The wording on like NFL.com, like in Rapport, he distinguished like how much they were paying him in year 1. And so I mixed that up and I was like, 1 year, $39 million for Draymond Jones. That's crazy.
Oh, great.
New York Jets. To the New York Jets.
Nice.
They've done a lot of stuff.
They've traded for Geno Smith, bringing him back to presumably be their starting quarterback, going full circle, taking on him for very cheap because
it's basically a salary dump.
Yeah, not even. The Raiders are paying a lot of their money.
Yeah.
They're getting Geno Smith for essentially the minimum.
Yeah.
Dope. We'll see if he has anything left in the tank. Don't feel great about the situation around him. Don't feel like he's in necessarily the best situation to succeed.
He got an offensive line. That's all I needed right now from him.
Yeah, I guess that's fine. Yeah, that's the first time he had one. Even on the Seahawks, he was dealing with bad offensive lines. I would one day like to know what it would look like if Geno Smith had talent around him. Just to see. Because he had a bad offensive line in Seattle. Then obviously last year was an utter disaster, which he was part of it, but I think also played into the fact that he had the worst supporting cast of all time. Well, it's funny that he's the only quarterback to never get any grace for that. That we act like he completely fell off. He had the worst supporting cast. They got the number 1 pick, and we just treat him like he's bullshit now, which he might be. He might have fallen off from age. Like, it's also possible.
Yeah.
He made a lot of bad decisions. He had no help, nobody separating, no time to throw, a bad play caller.
He's a gunner, man. And like with him with no offensive line is the most dangerous product of fucking available.
Yeah,
bro.
he's the exact play style that you don't want to have no help.
Yeah.
But yeah, there he goes. To the Jets. Go be their starting quarterback, presumably.
Okay. Nice return.
It's fine. I think for the Jets, the biggest thing is that they've made so many signings on the defensive side of the ball. And it's very clear Aaron Glenn is like, that 0 pick stuff, that's never happening again.
They bring in Minka Fitzpatrick via trade. Great. He can get a pick or 2. Hopefully he gets a pick or 2. And this doesn't seem to be updated. Who else did they get?
They got Minka Fitzpatrick, just in the secondary, Minka Fitzpatrick, Dane Belton, Nashawn Wright.
Nashawn Wright, yes.
Yeah, they got those 3 guys. Then they signed DeMario Davis. They traded for Tavondre Sweat, signed Joseph Asai. They made a lot of moves on their front seven, on their defense, just again in general. And so this is a team that, even with all of these signings, they're the Jets. You know exactly where they are. You know exactly where they want to be in their development. They're still tanking. They still are not going to be a top team, but
this is a good product, or a better product than what they were.
Keyword better.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They're still going to suck, but they're going to look like an actual NFL team, and they're not going to look like an embarrassment to the league. And potentially that depends on the biggest swing factor of the season, which is Aaron Glenn actually a head coach or not?
Yeah.
And if he is, then they can look competent and they can get what they get this last year. Last year they won 3 games, I think. Yes. Yeah, the Jets won 3 games. Can we get to 6? Can we double that up? Can we look like we're moving forward? If so, fine. And then you can start to really, really cash in on the first round picks that you got from the Quinnen deal, from the Sauce deal.
Yeah, that's all I care about, honestly, is what they do in the draft. I'm unmoved by their roster and the defensive acquisitions in terms of being competent. Well, let me not say that. They can be confident around the young players and make an ecosystem which they can develop. Unmoved on them being like a respectable team. I think Aaron Glenn still gets fired. Shout out to Mario Davis. Shout out to them getting a leader in the locker room. That's probably good for establishing a culture. We'll see what Minka still has left in the tank. Could be a great signing if they get a good year out of him. I really only care about the draft for the Jets right now. Everything else to me is just name
Filler.
shuffles.
Literally.
Just
filler.
noise.
Yeah, filler episodes happening.
Filler episodes happening for sure. I don't even want to grade the Jets. It's pure filler. And it should be, right? They are a team obviously needs to have 2 good draft classes before we give a fuck what they do in free agency.
Yeah.
You know who I do give a fuck about?
Who?
The last team in this division. The Miami Dolphins have given a 3-year, $67 million contract to Malik Willis to be their starting QB after waiving Tua and eating a $99 million cap hit over the next 2 years. Malik Willis is a starting quarterback there, paired with Devon A-Chain, paired with Jalen Waddle, the fastest trio I can imagine of quarterback, running back, wide receiver, with the first-year head coach in Hafley. How do we feel about Malik Willis getting his opportunity?
Shout out to him. I like this. I think there could have been honestly worse situations that he could have went to in terms of having playmakers around him.
Could have went to the Jets.
100%.
But like, why would he?
But like, you could have went there. I think in terms of potential, you have a little bit more potential here than the Steelers, than the Cardinals. You're with a coach that you knew. Right, Jeff Hafley was in Green Bay last year, obviously. Now, obviously on the defensive side of the ball, but still, there's still some continuity there. I think it's okay, and I think it's fine. And for the Dolphins overall, I do like this because you're not setting up your first-time head coach for a complete failure in starting the season with Quinn Ewers or whatever quarterback that you drafted in the 7th round last year either. So this is good. I'm giving this about a C. Honestly, I'm just more impressed that they found the money to sign Malik Willis because they had a $99 million cap hit. We're cutting to it. That is tough. So shout out to you. Shout out to your accounting team, and you guys got the bread. So that's good for them.
Offense: Malik Willis, Devon A-Chain, Jalen Waddle, Malik Washington. Tight end, pretty much nobody yet. We'll see if they bring back Darren Waller, which would be funny. Greg Dulcich is currently their starting tight end. Patrick Paul, Jonas Avenea, who was the worst guard in the league last year. Aaron Brewer, who's a good center. Keon Smith, who I don't really know who that is. And Austin Jackson at tackle.
Okay.
So it's a bad offense. Maybe it's one good draft away from being decent, depending on what they want to do in the first round. But, yeah, I don't know. Now, defensively.
Oh, brother.
Hey, man. I like Jordan Brooks. Great tackler.
Oh, brother.
Chubb Robinson had a down year, but still a young player that could be something. Who the fuck are the rest of these guys?
Oh, brother.
Man.
Sneaky 6 wins.
Oh, hell no.
6 wins is insane.
I mean 6 wins is probably not insane for anybody. It's a small amount. But I don't know.
I mean,
I'm probably picking the under.
I mean,
Sneaky 4.
I think anybody can luck into 6 wins. Like everybody's.
I disagree.
Well, never not say that. At this point of the offseason, anybody can be viewed as getting to 6 wins. Like you can convince yourself of anything. We'll get to week 4 and realize some teams are absolute dog shit and are not going to touch 6 wins. But at this point of the year, I can convince myself of almost anybody being sneaky 6 wins. This is one of the harder cases to make for me.
Miami last year was 7-10.
Yeah, they're going to be less. Actually, I don't know. I mean, they're probably going to be better at quarterback. They'll have a worse offensive coordinator. I don't know if Jeff Hafley is going to have the bodies to be a good defense and make his force felt in year one. Talent-wise, I mean, they lost Minka. Outside of that, like, are they going to be that different? Like, if with a good draft, maybe they'll be a better defense.
Right
I don't
now,
know.
so they're picking at 11 next year. I'm going to set the line. And then New Orleans is the last 6-win team. Are they picking in the top 7 next year?
I would say yes.
They're 11 right now.
I would say yeah.
I don't know.
And I would probably predict that they're picking in the back half of that too. Probably like 6 or 7.
In 2026?
Oh no, not 2026.
6 or 7 in 2026?
Come on, man. I thought we were past that.
That's what I was saying. 2026, you still say that? Malik Willis is kind of the deciding factor there. If he's
Yeah.
great, then like maybe they do get 7 wins again. If he's in overpay and we look up and we say, why were we convinced Malik Willis is going to be a franchise quarterback? Why was there a bidding war for Malik Willis? Then maybe we're back in the top 5.
I do think that for them, one, again, finding the money is cool. It's also easier to do that because there were reports that he was going to get $30 million a year. That's what he was looking for.
Yes.
And this is not that.
Yeah.
Much more palatable. Honestly, for $22 million, taking a swing at a quarterback with some upside, that's well worth it to me.
Yeah.
Man, to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
This
Be a
man
quarterback.
has started 3 games
Yeah.
in the
be a
last 2
quarterback.
years. $22 million a
That's
year.
crazy, bro.
To be a quarterback.
W2 money.
Crazy.
Let's go to the NFC East and let's talk about the Washington Commanders. These guys. Oh, you got your grade out?
Damn.
They can't see the camera.
We got the F. This is the one team where I do understand.
F. Okay, so
I think this is the one team that I will say the Adafe Owe $100 million contract feels a lot. This feels like a lot.
it is a lot. So they give Adafe Owe 4 years, $100 million, like you said. A guy who was bad for 4 years, a first-round pick, disappointment for the Ravens, gets traded to the Chargers, and in 13 games gets 10 sacks, has a 3-sack game in the playoffs. At that rate, was a very good player. But that was for 13 games in which he wasn't playing early downs as a pass rush specialist. They say, come be a full-time starter for us. Come be our most expensive edge rusher for us. It's quite the swing. It's quite the projection on hope that improvements without Jason Minter continue or he at least stays at that level. I'll say I lost absolutely no sleep as a Chargers fan losing Adafe Owe. Did not give a single fuck. I'm thankful my team did not give him $25 million a year. They traded a 7th-round pick for him, and now he leaves and we get a 3rd-round compensatory pick probably. I am more than okay with that. They can have him. But I will say they also they signed Chase on this morning. So now they have 2 of these pass rush speed specialist edge rushers that aren't early down guys, but will be speedy off the edge and give you some pressure. They needed that. The combination of both of them interests me, having that same on both sides, and they get Leo Chanel to be a run-stopping linebacker. The combination of skill sets makes sense to me. That I can outline and imagine a way in which having that 2 edge rushing duos, while they're flawed, that can make sense and be a good threat up front. So I like it more as a combination of moves than I do individually.
Yeah, the $100 million for Adafe Owe is
That's
weird.
deep, bro.
Yeah, but it's not like F level bad.
They're in my division.
I get it.
So-
Fuck
so-
them. I get it. Fuck them. I understand.
Yeah,
Realistically, probably a C. I think you got a player that's helpful, but that's too much money.
yeah. And it's fine. Also, like their defense was also one of those that was disgustingly bad.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna go out. They're gonna get some more talent on defense in the draft as well. And so it's gonna start to look a lot better. I actually really like the Amik Robertson signing for
True.
them. Their secondary also was getting diced up, and Amik is somebody was playing for the Lions, somebody that can play man coverage for you, and give you a couple different looks. So I like that for them. I think that they obviously improved, and this is fine, and they had to do something. So depending on what they do in the draft and how they attack that's okay.
I kind of like the Leo Chanel thing just because you also have Frankie Louvu. That's 2 good run stuffing linebackers. Frankie Louvu is very versatile, rushes the passer a little bit, plays off ball a little bit. Leo Chanel is, like I said, a run stopping specialist. Good complement to getting Owe in there and having multiple pass rushing specialists. If they draft a defensive player up high, whether it be Caleb Downs or David Bailey, take a David Bailey and have him be your main edge rusher with superstar upside, Owe on the other side, and then Chase Young coming in as the third option, rotating in.
We're cooking.
We're kind of cooking. That is a path to fixing your defense to not be disastrous in 1 year.
Yes. Everything else, the offensive line, they re-signed Larry Tunsil, got him an extension.
$30 million a year.
That's a lot, man.
Bag getter.
Yo, his agent put him in the Hall of Fame.
Bag getter.
Yeah, they handed out a couple just like re-signing their guys on the offensive line. I kind of want them to address that a little bit more, build out the offensive line.
On the interior.
Yeah, just to make sure that Jaden Daniels is fine. I think the Marcus Mariota re-signing is also sneaky big for them, just because Jaden Daniels he has been hurt over the last couple of years, and so having somebody who can step in there is fine
So
for them.
whatever, dude.
That was such a Ryan Russillo moment. I came away more impressed with the Marcus Mariota contract. But you're right. It is important for Jaden Daniels to get hurt a lot. You're 100% right.
So
it was just funny. It was so Ryan Russillo the way you said
Mariota,
it.
man.
But you're definitely right. They need a good backup quarterback, and he's shown that he fits glove in hand with what they want to do.
yeah. So
But also
I'm
new coordinators.
cool.
Maybe that's not going to be the case anymore.
I don't know. He played solid last year.
Yeah, he did.
in spurts, and was basically what you want from like an aging backup quarterback.
Yeah.
So it's fine. They should be competent, and they should 100% be fighting for third or fourth place in the division this year, which is good for them.
Yeah. Let's talk about the New York Giants, who between their offensive coordinator and their head coach, I'm thinking of someone else. Between their head coach, signed a bunch of players that used to play for him that helped get him fired. Isaiah Likely comes over, 3 years, $40 million. Patrick Ricard comes over, 2 years, $7.6 million. Ardarius Washington comes over. Jordan Stout comes over. Bunch of Ravens following their coach. How do we feel about Isaiah Likely getting $13 million a year to come be a starting pass catcher?
Young man, get your money, man.
Cool.
Good for him.
Get your bag. Very happy for him.
Very
Also-
mid-contract, I think. C, but
Yeah.
good for him.
Yeah. I give it a
I'll go
maybe a
C.
B, considering where you're coming off of. Why not?
I
Jermaine-
will actually overall though. I will give this a D because him bringing in so many Ravens lets me know. He's pointing that finger right at Lamar Jackson. He said, that man got me fired, not these other guys.
Isaiah Likely is a C to me. It's expensive, but he's fine. Getting starting tackle Jermaine Elemander getting extended for only $13 million a year. Hey,
Tough.
that's a steal for the market that was going. Zion Johnson got fucking 15.
Yeah.
This is a good player. A contract there. Jermaine Edmonds coming in. I actually missed that one. 3 years, $12 million per to come be a linebacker. Okay. Nice. $12 million for an average starter.
Okay.
Cool. I am most excited for Patrick Ricard coming because I can't wait to see Patrick Ricard and Cam Scatterbo share a backfield.
Oh, it's gonna be disgusting.
300-pound Patrick Ricard lead blocking for a Cam Scatterbo goal line dive.
I feel like we're gonna see that, and then in cartoons when they have like the dust that comes up. That's how I picture a halfback dive with Ricard and Scatterbo.
Beautiful.
Cinema. Then when they start running triple option,
Woo.
No, that's gonna be nasty.
2,000 yards on the ground this year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nasty.
I think it's overall for them just very fine.
Yeah, very like not in like a transformative fucking off season at all. Just doing your normal thing. In the
Solid
free agency.
signings.
Yeah,
Solid signings.
very whatever.
And that kind of scares me. I'm not gonna lie.
Why some teams just have to do whatever in the off
But
season.
like everything that we've said for the Giants this year has ended up being like, you know what, just fine. Like
Yeah.
we really liked the Harbaugh signing, and then we saw who he filled the staff out with, and then it was like, oh, okay, I guess it's okay. I guess it's competent. And now we go through free agency, and it's like, we got some pretty good signings. It's decent. I feel like the draft, hopefully, if the draft is like that for them, it might just be a whole lot of, we're throwing our hands up, just saying it's fine.
Yeah, well, ultimately, though, for them, it's going to be the draft that decides things. So
Exactly.
not every team can build Rome in a day in the free agency period, so I'm fine with it overall. But
Okay.
I do want to see what they do in the draft, especially with that top pick. Eagles didn't really do much. They signed Reek Woolen, dope, and then lost a few starters and Jalen Phillips. That's kind of expected at that number. Lost N'Kobe Dean, lost Reed Blankenship.
They broke up the exciting whites.
They did. And all they did was add Reek Woolen, which, cool.
Top of the line guy comes with some variance in his game. talks a lot. He has like so many moments where there's like, wow, like he literally saved this game, and then also he has moments where it's just like, wow, you could have costed us that game. Comes and goes.
We were already having those moments with the Dorian and Ringo, so it's like you might as well get somebody to play the opposite of Quinyon that is super athletic and can give you some of the high end moments without just completely like derailing your
it's
defense.
a very Eagle signing to kind of buy low on a guy who has some flaws to him and try to see what we can turn him into.
Yes, I am happy though.
The Cowboys didn't really do anything, right?
Not really. We re-signed Jordan Davis though. Very happy. I'm glad he's not leaving.
That's one thing. They gave him a huge contract that led to Jalen Carter trade rumors.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna re-sign Jalen Carter, but like, listen, Jordan Davis played better than Jalen Carter last year. Well, like he had a standout year, and especially in terms of like where Jordan Davis was coming from, and then the standards and the expectations for Jalen Carter, he did not meet those standards.
Well, he was also hurt all year, wasn't he? Didn't he have like no working shoulders? And he had to get surgery?
There were times even earlier in the year.
Before the injuries?
Yeah, before the surgery.
Okay. I thought he came in a little banged up though and it got worse, right?
Everybody was banged up.
Sure, but yeah. I wouldn't be like expecting Jalen Carter to be the level he played last year.
I don't think he should be traded. I don't think that he's like.
I think he should be traded to the Los Angeles Chargers for pick 22.
True. Yeah. No,
for QJ
right,
22.
I didn't think about that. Good job.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Shout out Jordan Davis. One of the shout out getting in shape and changing your life in 1 year. Shout out hitting the Stairmaster and changing your life in one summer.
Wait, was he like overly big
as
2
fuck.
years ago?
That was the story of his career, is that he was incredibly talented but was huge. Was never in good shape.
Wow.
He got in good shape now, slimmed down, became a demon.
Wow. Okay.
75 hard can change your life.
Everybody need to lock in with this program.
You literally lock in for 1 summer, you'll get $30 million.
Oh, word.
He's gonna tap in.
Bet. Could always use 30 mil.
Bet. For the Cowboys, all they did, I almost forgot about this, they traded for Rashawn Gary. And this was quite funny. This is kind of like the DJ Moore thing where, okay, good player, can come in and be a good edge rusher for them. He's one of those players, kind of like Quay Walker for Packers fans, where he's frustrating, good, has moments, but he's kind of annoying. Notably bad play finisher, doesn't get enough sacks because his pursuit is bad and he gets a little lazy at times. There was a comment that Micah Parsons made that people thought was a shot at him. Somebody asked him what's the most important thing to being the lead edge rusher, and he said pursuit and effort. And all their fans were like, he must have hated 52. But he goes to the Cowboys to go round out the edge rushing room.
Yeah.
Kind of funny thing is that if they didn't trade for him, they probably would have cut him. He was a cut candidate. Lots of rumors that Rashawn Gary was going to get cut. These motherfuckers traded a 4th round pick for him.
I love him.
Terrible asset management as always, Jerry. Overall, C, because you gave up a 4th round pick for a guy you might have been able to get for free.
I'm gonna give it a D. Not like the worst player ever. He's like the ultimate team dude, but doesn't necessarily have like athleticism, no push, no like not necessarily ferocious. He can help like clean up plays and shit. He can be like secondary, tertiary tackler and shit to help get the guy on the ground. But good team dude though. I like his voice in the locker room.
I'm going A. You traded a pick for somebody that you probably didn't have to trade a pick for, and just for content's sake, I'm trying to see crossovers. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to see crossovers at the line before you completely lose the rep. That is what I want to see from the Dallas Cowboys this year.
Is he the dude the dude who started it? Like he's the first one?
Well, no. He didn't start it, but like Myles Garrett has done that.
Oh yeah,
and then he'll go get a sack.
Yeah,
he did it and completely lost the rep.
That's so fucking funny.
Just got dominated.
He just pushed into his other dude.
Let's go to the AFC South and let's talk about one of the biggest spenders of this offseason. The Tennessee Titans are throwing bags, which is expected when you have that much cap space. They gave this is the worst kept secret for weeks. We knew this was going to happen. Wan'Dale Robinson followed his OC, the guy who helped give him his best years, followed Dable to the Titans. 4 years, $70 million deal to come in and be a wide receiver for them. Overpay. He's just Wan'Dale Robinson, but they got money to spend. Whatever. I'll give it a B. I think Wan'Dale Robinson is cool. It's a lot of money, but they got to spend it.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's a little bit too much money.
Low key C.
I want to honestly give it like I want to say D, but he is like a productive player when given the opportunities. He had like 1,000-yard season last year, but he had like the most receptions in the goddamn world. So I kind of want to give it a D because it's like 5'8", wide receiver 1 type money. not good process for real, but you had to pay someone. But you really didn't have to do this to this degree.
I think it's fine.
Fine. This is fine. It's cool.
I think I'll go B because we've asked the question a couple times. Does Wando Robinson stop you from drafting the wide receiver one of your dreams?
Hell no.
So you can still go into the draft, get a wide receiver that you like, and now he's your wide receiver 2. Wide receiver 2s get paid around that. Like it's not trterrible. So it's fine.
I just like
I'll
better
go B.
Very well.
Yeah. Sure. Not to good for Wando Robinson. John Franklin Myers for $21 million a year.
He was finna hate hard.
Love that one. Getting John Franklin Myers up there into the middle of the defensive line to pair with Jeffrey Simmons, fucking filthy. Love that. And especially when you kind of redo your secondary too. Alontae Taylor, one of the better swings in this free agency class from a cornerback. Any given play, he might look like the best cornerback in the league. Ignore it when he gets burnt 2 plays later. You don't remember that. Remember the upside because Alontae Taylor is nice every third play. I like that for them. Combine that with Cordell Flat. Solid secondary depth, which I was going to say they need that clearly. They need everything. So being able to build out any position groups in free agency before you obviously need a transformational draft, dope.
Guys, I'm buying in. I'm getting moved.
I
think the D-line combination of, and so now as I'm saying this, I will adjust my Wando Robinson grade back to a C because I want them to take an edge at the top of the draft. And I think it would be crazy if you had Jeffrey Simmons, John Franklin Myers, and then insert edge here, and you have that that D line.
That's tough.
Mind you, you traded Tavondre Sweat away. You have Jermaine Johnson in there as well. You can have this rotation in a very powerful D line this year. So that's what I would like. And so then in that situation, then Wando Robinson might end up being wide receiver 1. Then it's like it's a little tough, but building out your defense for a defensive head coach who is going to call plays, this is good, and you can kind of make the argument, especially if you're quote unquote fine, competent everywhere else, especially if you do that through the draft, you can make the argument that having a good defense might be a little bit more helpful than just having a quote-unquote competent offense for a young quarterback if you feel confident in your offensive coordinator. So I like what they're doing. I think obviously the offensive line needs some help, but defensively and giving yourself the ability to play complementary football, I really like that. I like the possibility of what their D-line can be.
Hell yeah.
And that's really selling me on their upside this year.
Yeah, like if somehow Arvo Reese falls to 4, and we have that speedy, athletic demon off the edge with those 2 on the interior, that would be incredible.
It's filthy.
Now, I don't think he'll fall to 4. I think he'll go 2. But they can get David Bailey at 4. They can get Ruben Bain at 4 if they want another strong, stout guy and have just like 3 muscle demons on the inside. That could be fun. Lots of options for them. I kind of hope to pick Jeremiah Love, though, selfishly. Just for fun's sake.
At 4?
I kind of hope that happens.
I hope that doesn't happen.
I don't think they will. I don't know if the line is in a position to.
The rumors are that they're linked to him a little bit. Like it seems like that'll be in consideration, whether they do it or not. I think they probably go defense, but I think Jordan Love is on the table.
Yeah, he should. A lot of these teams, I think he should be on the board just because he's that great. But I do think that for a couple of them, it might just be a little bit too high.
Yeah. Did the Texans do anything of note?
They just made trades, really.
Who they trade for? They traded Howard.
They traded for Montgomery.
Yeah.
Oh yes, trade for David Montgomery.
Yeah, traded Juice Scruggs in the process. Traded away some draft picks.
Yeah, they didn't do much.
Yeah, nothing crazy for them.
Okay. Next team, Colts. The Colts retain Alec Pierce. They give him $27 million a year, make him one of the higher paid wide receivers in the NFL off of theory that he can do more if given the opportunity. Now Pittman is gone. He will be given an opportunity because they're going to say you're going to earn these motherfucking dollars I just gave you. And obviously Alec Pierce was a guy that every fan base wanted. The Chargers offered him more money. The Patriots were in the mix. Every team that needs a wide receiver was clearly in the mix for Alec Pierce. He had his pick of any team. He decided to stay home.
God damn, that's a lot of money.
Hometown guy, company man.
This is so interesting because it's like clearly too much money for Alec Pierce, but also like, okay, got to pay him. You don't want to lose him. So they did what they had to do.
That's fair.
Crazy.
A lot of what they're doing, their 2 biggest signings this offseason have been too much money. I think Alec Pierce, the $27 million, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I think this entire Daniel Jones situation, I feel like I'm being pranked.
But honestly,
Why?
both these names kind of feels like we're being gaslit a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Alec Pierce is awesome and like needs to have more opportunity. We all can kind of see he can scale up. As we're recording, the Daniel Jones deal just got finished. 2 years, $88 million. That with incentives, basically saying if you get healthy and come back as a star and produce enough, can get up to $100 million. So they gave him $44 million a year for 2 years when he just tore his Achilles tendon. This is
Am I stupid?
I
Like, am I legitimately missing?
First year he gets $50 million. The year he's not gonna play, and it's the largest 2-year contract in history.
Whoa.
Y'all don't understand, man.
Yo, they gave a theoretical wide receiver 1, 28.5 mil, and a quarterback with one Achilles tendon, 50 mil.
Well, he's not playing this upcoming
He
season.
tore his Achilles midway through last year. Maybe he'll come back for the second half. I don't know the timeline for his injury recovery.
Also,
That's scary. though.
Also,
maybe he's Tatum. Maybe he's zero.
the year
You ain't zero.
prior, the year prior to the Achilles, bro, like missed the second half of the year because he had neck surgery, and then he tore his Achilles because his body was overcompensating because he broke his leg prior to that.
Mind you, Kyler Murray gets released at 4 p.m. today. He's going to be available for the league minimum. The league minimum. And he is better than Daniel Jones.
I don't understand.
And he has 2 Achilles tendons.
I don't understand this.
No, I appreciate what Daniel Jones did at the start of this year. It was an amazing turnaround project. We spent much time glazing him and the fact that he broke all of our expectations as people who had no faith in him. Glad he got paid. Fully respect that Shane Steichen can look at that stretch and think it's real and think that I can get this value out of him. And I don't want to go down any rabbit hole of trying to fix Anthony Richardson, trying to fix other reclamation projects, because I know this guy is here if I give him time to recover and trust he attacks his rehab and comes back good. I know for the next 5 years, this can be my QB. I understand that. He is just Daniel Jones still. I don't think we have to put this much risk into a guy off of a devastating injury.
This type of money's for like a top 10 QB. Am I tripping or what?
He played kind of at that level, but then was teetering off before the injury. So we can say he could be a top 15 to 17 QB, that middle of the pack type of guy. Let's safely assume that
Then
that
give
year was
him
real.
Baker money.
Exactly.
Now what makes this better is like it's just for 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
So,
just 2 years.
It's just for 2
24
years.
months. It's not the end of the world.
He's not playing for half the contract.
Ultimately, you're going to have a cheap quarterback to play in that time. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to kill you in that year.
Yeah.
There's a reason they did that. They kind of like said, okay, year one, without you, when you're not here, we're going to have to pay someone cheap anyways. We can offset that money. And then when you're back, you'll be paid a little bit less and hopefully be kind of a bargain there. I understand the logic in terms of cap manipulation. That if it's a little bit of a gap year anyways, put the money there, we'll just eat it. And it's going to be inopportune situations no matter what.
Yeah.
I
If he's asked,
yeah, I
you just
don't-
suffer
I
for
don't
one
understand.
more year, bro. You'll be fine.
I understand it. It is quite the risk because there's a good chance he's never the same. Achilles tendon tears are insane.
I think it's dumb, and I think it's not. I think it's too much of a risk given the fact that you're doubling down on a risk.
Yeah.
You traded away 2 first-round picks to get Sauce because you thought that Daniel Jones was going to be the guy, and then it blew up in your face because he tore his Achilles. And now you legitimately are like at the table playing double or nothing for your money back to try and get back to zero, hoping that Daniel Jones can recover and not only just immediately get back to the level that he was at when the last two quarterbacks that we've seen, granted, much older than him, that were coming off of Achilles tears. Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers. It took them a while. Nasty Man, he tore his Achilles. He tore it again. Like, we haven't had a very strong lineage of quarterbacks going through Achilles tears.
And Aaron Rodgers can't move anymore, by the way.
Also, that too. And going through those injuries and coming back and being 50% of the player that they were, and knowing that it's going to take a minimum a year to get back to whatever is like a baseline of Daniel Jones, I feel like it's a very unnecessary risk, and I feel like I'm being lied to about who Daniel Jones is and how the Colts and how the Colts think of him internally. I just feel like they are overly desperate, and this feels crazy.
It does feel, again, everything I outlined before, I understand it, right? Like on the risk assessment level and wanting to reward a guy who you got the best of and you believe that what you saw was real. I understand that desire to give him an opportunity to keep that job, right? And feel like it's your best bet. because before that season we were talking about Shane Steichen like you got to win this year. So I understand that from a risk assessment standpoint. I feel like it's almost more risky to put that much faith in him with that injury than it would be to take a risk on Kyler Murray, who presents his own challenges there. I don't think it's as safe as they're making it seem, as the clear belief in him
They
in
think
the media.
he's Tatum. Like
Yeah.
literally,
They think he's Tatum,
Yeah.
and they think he's Sam Darnold as well. Like they think what he did was 100% real. Actually, I shouldn't even say Sam Darnold, because Sam Darnold also maybe could fall off this year. Who knows, right? Like you really don't know. They are treating this like he had a 3-year run of being good and not a 8-game run, which is perplexing.
Even 8-game.
I said 8. He
Game.
played 10. I said 8 for a reason. They're treating it like it's a sure thing that he's good. So you're believing it's a sure thing he's gonna come back from the injury, and you're believing it's a sure thing that he was good without the injury, when neither are certainties. That's a lot. That's a lot. Shane Steichen is resting his job on Daniel Jones' shoulders.
Also,
2 years, yeah.
and I
He
know
might
that-
if this doesn't work, he won't survive 2 years.
that's also true. And I know that earlier in the offseason, they gave him permission to request a trade. I am overly disrespected.
Wait, really?
If I'm
I missed that.
if I'm Anthony Richardson,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like,
Andy Richardson. Okay.
yeah.
yeah, they
He said that first. I was like, that.
like if I'm what's up, guys? Like we're chilling, we're homies. But if I'm Anthony Richardson, I'm like, damn, this is 100% how you guys think of me. And if I'm him, I'm not showing up to camp.
We haven't heard a peep since he was allowed to request a trade. I haven't heard a single
nobody-
team
nobody wants
interested. Nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody
Who
wants
want me?
No.
Rose frozen.
100% no.
I just yeah, like if I was him, bro, I'm not showing up to camp. Like I can't do this.
No, I think they'll cut him before that. I think if he doesn't request, they don't find a trade partner. I think they cut him.
That's sad.
And so it also feels crazy that you saw 8 games of Daniel Jones and were 100% willing to give up on Anthony Richardson and to commit the money that you would probably spend on both of them all into Daniel Jones coming off the Achilles. I don't understand it, and I'm just shocked that it happened, because they also didn't 100% have to do this. They put him on the transition tag on a 1-year tag.
Yeah.
And he was still going to get paid $38 million.
Yeah, I would have been playing on that shit. What are you gonna do? Leave the next summer? I don't think there's gonna be a million suitors. I'll tag you again.
Yeah.
I haven't even franchise tagged you yet.
That's
Yeah.
the biggest part.
I
about
would
this,
have
yeah.
been hardball as fuck. I would say you're gonna have to earn these bucks. It's unfortunate for you. Life's tough. Maybe don't tear your Achilles.
And,
That-
even
yeah.
then, life's tough. You're getting $40 million
Life's
to
barely
rehab.
tough.
You're gonna be okay.
It was 33.25 million was a transition tag.
That's what makes it worse. And at the end of the day, that's why I'm gonna give it an F for
Fair
different
enough.
reasons, bro. You did not have to do this. No one
Fair
put
enough.
a gun to the back of your head and told you to sign him for 2 years, bro. At this level, like what saves is like, okay, it's only 2 years, but yo, you had that transition tag.
Yeah, it really won't fuck their future if
Yeah.
it's bad. So I don't want to overreact in that regard. It's just the elimination of other options. And maybe they still go out. Actually, no, Kyler Murray's going to go to the Steelers or the Vikings. And maybe they just don't fuck with Kyler Murray, which is plenty. It's fair, honestly. Like, I can't fault them for not wanting Kyler specifically. But man, there was no rumors of them attaching themselves to any other prospects because they were just in on Daniel Jones. The elimination of options is tough for me.
That's crazy.
But maybe they think Riley Leonard is that guy and he can be the bridge until Daniel Jones gets back. Maybe they feel good about him.
to be a quarterback.
Yeah, man.
Last division we got today, we have the NFC North. Not much went on in this division. Obviously, DJ Moore got traded. We talked about that earlier in the Bills section. Getting a second-round pick for him is incredible for the Bears. Not much else yet happened for the Bears outside of that. Lions, though, signed Cade Mays from the Panthers. 3-year, $25 million deal for a team that has not had a center since Frank Ragnow retired out of the blue last year. Incredible signing for them. For what the fact that how bad they need a center and how much that opens up options in the draft, A+. If this team did not address their line, they would have been in a disastrous situation next year. This is beautiful.
Yeah, I'll go B. I think listen,
You're a
they've
tough critic with these centers.
I am.
I don't respect non-elite centers.
They clearly have had a mission where like a lot of the things and a lot of the moves that they've done have been built around getting offensive linemen and getting running backs in the door, because you know what they want to be. They want to run the football. They want to be physical. And so now that David Montgomery is gone, you go out and you get Mr. I'm going to run into a wall, Isaiah Pacheco, and you're trying to reestablish that identity. It is good. It makes you less desperate in the draft. I like it, but
Yeah. They signed Isaiah Pacheco for a 1 year, $1.75 million deal. They said
Okay.
you're playing for free. That is essentially, we need anybody out there possible to be backup running back. You're going to barely touch the ball. Here's the league minimum. Whatever. I don't even want to grade that.
We'll go B.
Sure, they give
I'd
us.
rather just get some random young dude. Honestly, I give us a D.
Honestly, they'll probably still draft a running back.
Yeah.
Free backup. That's not going to stop them.
Give me
For-
two young
for vibes,
dudes.
Pacheco looks like a good vibes guy.
Sure.
That's
Okay.
good.
They lose Taylor
Qualify.
Decker. They let him walk. He requests to be released. Now they got drafted left tackle the future in the draft. That almost certainly will be their first round draft pick.
Damn. Again.
Yep, I'm almost like that has to be their first round draft pick. If you don't do that, that would be baffling to me. But if you do that and you get someone that's good year one, doesn't even necessarily got to be elite, and you get Cade Mays there to be the center and kind of put everything back in the right position, I'm moved.
Okay.
They can get back to that. Year two, Tate Ratledge, your right guard, Penny Sewell still being amazing. They can get back to being a good O line pretty quick.
Who else? Who else do they have here? They
Teddy Bridgewater, okay.
I think outside of that, they just lost guys and traded people.
Yeah.
I don't think, there's not much else they've done so far if I'm looking through real quick. I think that's the only Lions move to speak of.
Okay.
And like I said, the Bears haven't done much besides trade AJ Brown. Oh no, I completely forgot. Drew Dahlman fucking retired since last time we talked. That happened the day after we released our video. So they got left without a center out of nowhere. They thought they put together an amazing offensive line last year. Then their rookie left tackle tears his patellar tendon, tragic. And their center retires at 28, unfortunate. So they had to panic mode real fast. They were linked to Linderbaum. Didn't happen. They made a trade before free agency began. They traded for Garrett Bradbury to be the starting center, who is last year had 0 sacks allowed. Before that, in his career with the Vikings, famously a dog shit pass protector, but turned it around a little bit with the Patriots last year. We'll see what Ben Johnson can get out of him.
Yeah. All the sacks are coming on Will Campbell's side.
Yeah, so has had an up and down career. Good year last year. Not a guarantee for it to be amazing, but he's next to the best guard duo in the conference probably, in Joe Tooney and Jonah Jackson. Might be the best in the league. I haven't thought about that conversation at all.
Yeah.
Probably up there. Not great that we have the center and left tackle question mark going the next year, but at least we have a competent starter at center now.
Yeah, and at least I'm not giving this a grade, but like at least for the Bears, at least it's different than the Lions last year, where you got the retirement news much earlier in the season, and so you have an opportunity to address it via free agency, via the draft. Whereas like the Lions, that happened much later, and so they couldn't really do anything, except for just rock with the guys and now start shuffling bodies around. But the Bears, they still have a path to having a competent and even a very, very good offensive line next year.
Yeah, I'm not jumping out the gym for this necessarily because he did get traded for like a 5th round pick, and that's just like, okay, like that kind of showcases what his value is across the league. But at the end of the day, he did have a good season last year. So I'm in between B, C. I'll net out like a C+.
Yeah, it just feels like a fine outcome that allows him to tread water and try to focus on left tackle again. And it sucks. You went from a above average center. I'm not going to say Drew Dahlman was like some superstar or anything, but you went from a good run blocking center, specifically in Dahlman, who, as you saw, fit really well. Everything went well with that line in that year. The fact you have to mix it up even more now after losing your left tackle, just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Now, did the Vikings doing this division was very inactive, wasn't it?
It's going to be a draft. It's going to be a draft division.
Yeah, the Vikings just lost Jalen Naylor. And, they signed James Pierre, cornerback from the Steelers. One of the better young player swings in the league. James Pierre has so much potential. That is a fantastic signing for a team that has Brian Flores in the door, has obviously talent up and down the front seven. Getting James Pierre as a $4 million bet, love that.
Cool.
Hey, that's clearly an A.
They doing what they do. Yeah. How could this not be an A?
Yep, clearly an A. And they didn't do a whole lot of moves outside of that. Been bargaining, been shopping. They might sign Kyler Murray today. The last report I saw, it's going to be the Steelers or the Vikings most likely. We'll know after 4 p.m.
Wherever Kyler Murray goes, I think in general is going to be A because of
he's playing for the league minimum.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
And he's not the worst quarterback in the world, so it's an A. You get to move off a 9. This is an A.
The combo quickly changes from me saying, damn, Kyler Murray's kind of mid, hard to win with this quarterback that doesn't see the middle of the field, yada, yada. It's hard to win with that when you're paying him $50 million a year.
Yeah.
When you're paying him 2, hey, man, any team in the league
that.
should be blessed with a $2 million quarterback like Kyler Murray.
Yeah, you can work with that.
We'll get to week 7. You could be like, oh my gosh.
No, not like he's making $2 million. It's free. Fuck it. Bench him. Who cares? It's $2 million. Like,
and go back to 9?
who cares? It's $2 million. Like, no love lost. I wouldn't even give a fuck.
This is no real investment, man.
It is zero risk.
You'll be frustrated.
Sure, but then for $2 million, you can be a little frustrated. I can't be frustrated for $50
So
million.
it comes with the territory, yeah.
Yeah, like you
I
expect
could be
that.
frustrated for $50. Like,
Yeah.
like if especially with the Vikings, like you're just gonna be frustrated overall, just because damn, this roster is really good, and we do have a chance to compete and actually be competitive with people, and it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah. And then the Packers didn't do much yet either. They signed Benjamin St-Juste, a backup cornerback from the Chargers, who was really bad, quite terrible with the Commanders. They wanted him gone. The Chargers signed him, and they said, haha, you got the worst cornerback on our team, and we were a bad secondary. That's not a good sign. But Jesse Minter saved his life. He had a very good year. He's like 6'3", he's a huge corner. Solid depth piece if you feel like your DC can get the best out of him too.
Packers are never super active in free agency like that, so it makes sense.
Yeah, they traded Rashawn Gary for a 4th-round pick. That's a good value.
Yeah.
Go draft the next Rashawn Gary.
God.
Nice.
So
Do you do one more time?
Mink, 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 mink.
Oh, behind the back. Oh, you don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going.
He went behind the back.
What are we grading those moves?
Not
Not an F.
lackadaisical.
Like a days we'll see.
Yeah, I'll give it a C.
He was going through the motions a little bit.
You have your heart in it.
His heart wasn't it?
Yeah, I was just warming up.
Yeah.
Then you cross
Some light.
Wasn't real gym pal. What's the word?
Nah, find it.
No. Lunch pail guy. Lunch pail guy.
Nah, fight it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had to find out. Wasn't a real
Not
lunch pail
helping you
guy.
again.
Wasn't a lunch pail guy at all.
I'm crying.
You weren't the first one in, last one out. You weren't a gym rat. That's what I combined lunch pail guy with gym rat, and I was like,
Just call me a lunch rat.
that sounds crazy. You're
No
lunch
Bomba
rat,
mentality. Come on, man.
lunch rat mentality.
Well,
And with that being said, that is
Okay.
every single move. I don't think we missed any of the big ones. That's grading all the most important moves that have defined free agency thus far. I forgot to mention Khalil Mack resigning with the Chargers. That was assumed to me. Oh, Zaire Franklin got traded to the Packers.
Oh yeah.
I almost missed that. They did something. They traded for Zaire Franklin to replace Quay Walker to be the linebacker next to Cooper. How do you feel about that? After he was talking on the
yeah, I feel like
On
Jeff
that
Teague
Jeff
has
Teague
good
show, yeah.
material now.
Jeff T cursed him a little bit.
He did.
Man, this is tough for him.
You know what?
But that
Yeah.
being said, he's going to a better defense. It's kind of dope for him. True. He's going to be on a great defense when Micah Parsons comes back healthy.
The game is the game.
Him and Edrin Cooper could be like a kind of just a fucking filthy linebacker duo. I kind of like that.
Yo, Jeff Teague was just dancing in his house.
I know.
Just happy. Exactly.
Yeah, I think he's better than Quay Walker. So I think they made an upgrade. I think this is good for them.
Yeah. But
Much better than Quay Walker. What a bar. But
I guess
we're here. I'm ready for the draft.
Yeah, same.
I'm ready for the draft too. Free agency's behind us.
Yeah.
For the most part. There's a few names left out there. It's pretty much done. Unfortunately for me and my team. Hopefully they sign some of these ancient guards. Otherwise I'll scream and kick and throw up and aim it
Yeah, I want that to happen.
at you.
Praying for whoa. I actually want to see that.
With that being said. That's definitely how I feel.
But it's TikTok time.
Woo! Welcome to TikTok time on this special free agency occasion. Let's do some free agency based TikToks before we get out of here. A little bit of mini games. We're going to draft NFL teams. Actually, we're going to draft NFL offenses. You guys know how this works. The TikTok creators get the point scorers, not the defenders. Quarterback, running back, tight end, 2 wide receivers with only players who change teams in free agency. So only players who left their team in free agency.
Okay.
Okay.
So no re-signings, just people that are no longer going to be on the team they were on before.
Okay, cool.
So I had the first pick, Mo second pick, Donovan third pick.
Okay. Where do you want to go first?
Positional value makes it hard.
I know.
I don't know where to start this with. I guess the best quarterback that's going to change teams is Kyler Murray.
Okay.
I guess.
Are we?
He's literally gonna be on a different team. The Cardinals.
He's cut.
He's cut.
He hasn't signed yet as we're recording this. By the time this comes out tomorrow,
understand.
he'll be signed. I think we should let people have Kyler Murray be on this.
Okay.
It's fair.
I don't feel like I'm getting some superstar. I don't think I need it.
Yeah, there's zero. We know there's zero chance that he's gonna return.
Do you want him?
He
You can
won't
have
be
him. If
back.
you're going to make it fuss, you can have him.
It's true. He's not gonna be on this team anymore. This is players who switch teams. We just don't know what team is gonna be on right now.
Okay. I was like, listen, if you force my hand,
So
I'll
it's
take
fair.
Malik Willis.
No,
you
it's
twist
okay.
my arm, I'll take Malik Willis.
It's okay.
Yep. Don't gotta do that because me personally, I'm taking Malik Willis.
Okay, you get Malik Willis.
Okay.
Now it's wide open to you, Playboy.
So you guys both took your quarterback. So now I can just take whatever position I want.
Basically,
Who's going to have a QB? Geno Smith? Have fun.
I mean, even if I picked a quarterback right now, it would be the same option.
No, I
so
know.
it's
I'm just saying it's funny.
Geno Smith. Yeah. Yeah, it's either Geno or there's no other starting guy, right?
Do I want to go running
think there
back
is.
or do I want to go?
He's chilling. Okay.
I'm trying to decide if I want to go running back or receiver right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's either I'm either gonna go with Kenneth Walker or it's either Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne, or a wide receiver. Do I really care about? You know what? Give me Mike Evans at wide receiver.
Okay.
Good pick.
Here's the thing. You're doing all this debate. You have 2 picks right now.
Yeah.
Take both.
He did forget.
Yeah. All right. I'll take Kenneth Walker at running back.
Okay. Damn, that's a good ass start.
Okay. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay, so I'll take Alec Pierce.
He stayed on his team.
Oh, fuck, I forget. He stayed on the team. Damn it. Okay, so instead of that, this sounds so nasty. I don't like this right now. I don't like this right now. Like, he shouldn't be picked this high, but I guess.
Wando Robinson, welcome home.
No. Stay over there. Give me Isaiah Likely. Yeah. Give me
Okay.
Isaiah Likely.
Give me DJ Moore.
No.
What position's likely?
Tight end.
Tight end.
Yep.
Give me DJ Moore, wide receiver 1.
Okay.
Easy choice to me. And then I could round out my wide receivers and go there. Hey, the running backs are stinky. Actually, no, they're not. I'm okay with either of those two. And then wide receiver 2, actually, let me check tight ends real quick. No, okay, no tight ends. It doesn't matter. Terrible position. Wide receiver 2, give me Romeo Dobbs.
Nice.
That is a wide receiver room.
Yep.
Now, once again, I present Wando Robinson, welcome home.
Nope.
Damn it.
At my wide receiver 1, give me Pittman.
Oh, Michael Pittman did get traded. Fuck, that's a good pick.
Had to
I
bounce
now
back
repeat.
for 2 seconds.
Wando Robinson, welcome home.
Nah.
Damn it. Damn it.
Nah. I would like to take. Yeah, I need a speedster. I want Rashid Shaheed.
Also staying on his
he's
team.
staying on his team.
You are correct.
Damn.
Wandale Robinson, welcome home.
Let's go.
Welcome home.
I had to be right eventually.
I'm crying.
Wide receiver.
Yes.
Eventually he needed a home.
And then at tight end,
There's no tight ends that move teams.
there's no tight ends.
That's why I had to take Isaiah Likely.
There's no tight ends. I guess this is disgusting. This is disgusting.
Noah Fant, change teams. Noah Fant's on the Saints now.
I know. I'm seeing it's either between Noah Fant.
Daniel Bellinger.
Nah, man. I'm running 12 personnel. I'm heading downhill. Give me Charlie Kolar.
Fuck, I was hoping you didn't do that.
Give me Charlie Kolar tight end.
I really wanted him.
I want to be versatile in my offensive system and
he,
setup.
he wrote collar. He wrote
How do you
collar
spell it?
like it's a dog.
K.
There
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd rather have a blocking tight end than some mid receiving tight end. That Austin Hooper.
Austin Hooper.
All right, Mo, you got a running back and then a wide receiver.
Oh, man. Okay. For my running back, go ahead and give me Rico Dowdle. Feel good about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then give me Travis Etienne.
Hey, it's fine.
Toddle.
Yo, y'all are killing. I think you got it, man.
We put him in. We set him up.
Donald. All right, so I picked Travis Etienne at running back. Etienne.
Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
ETN?
That is his nickname. Etienne is a word.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's the hardest one. You nailed it.
Let's go.
Okay, so I got Travis Etienne. And then
Austin Hooper, welcome home.
I can spell Hooper.
you can't spell Hooper. I believe in you. Yeah, I guess give me Daniel Bellinger. Somehow we got $8 million a year. Give me Daniel Bellinger at tight end.
Okay.
Hey, success.
Let's go.
All right.
Shout out to Eric Bellinger.
This
Shout
leaves
out.
me with former Minnesota Viking Jalen Naylor. Welcome to my team.
Not too bad.
Could do worse. Could do worse.
Jalen what?
Naylor.
Okay.
Ooh, almost. OR.
And at my quarterback,
Tua Tagovailoa, welcome home.
Geno Smith, welcome to the team.
Okay.
Yeah, Geno.
So for audio listeners, I have Kyler Murray, Travis Etienne, Bellinger, DJ Moore, and Romeo Dobbs.
I got Malik Willis, Rico Dowdle, Isaiah Likely, Michael Pittman, and Naylor.
I have Geno Smith, Kenneth Walker, Kolar, Mike Evans, and Wandale Robinson. Oh, I'm smoking. I'm smoking, y'all.
All right, with Mike Evans at this old age, injury riddled age, yeesh, I don't know, man.
I got 2,000-yard receivers right there.
No, you don't. Mike Evans didn't get it.
He was hurt.
Didn't get it.
Shameless.
I'm winning.
This is teams right here.
If we all have the best offensive line in the NFL and Geno Smith can be decent again, you have a chance. If we all have average offensive lines, I think I got it.
I don't know what to expect out of.
You are just going to be average no matter what. Your
be
team is
decent.
mid.
I'm not going to be the worst.
Correct.
I might not be the best, so I'm just
That's
like right
mid.
in the middle.
Yeah, correct. You're certified second place in this one, I think, no
All
matter
right.
the outcome.
Who can be mad at that?
You really can't. It could
And
be
the
worse.
Steelers.
True. And listen, Rico Dowdle went to the Steelers.
True.
Next thing we're going to do, sticking on the topic of free agency. I'm going to name an NFL team, rapid fire. You tell me if they're a winner or a loser of free agency thus far.
Okay.
First team, Baltimore Ravens.
Loser.
Winner.
Actually,
winner.
They hit a lick.
They're a winner. You're
They
right.
scammed.
They scammed.
But at what cost, though?
At the cost of signing an edge rusher and keeping your first
But
round
where's
picks.
your morale?
Oh, the cost of my reputation in the league. Trey Henderson took a $30 million deal with us 12 hours later. Fuck reputation. And we still got a premier free agent. All worked out in the end for them.
Yeah, if you don't care about morality or respect and your main goal is about winning, they did their job. Shout out to the Ravens.
They're going to draft Vega Ione in the first round, rebuild their offensive line, still get Hendrickson to help the defense. They're sitting pretty.
Still got their 2 first round picks. Okay, they're winners.
Raiders, other end of that deal.
Also, winners.
Yeah.
They got screwed over. However, you have money to spend. You spent the money.
Yep.
And you brought in good players. You brought in Tyler Linderbaum.
And they're going to bounce back. They're going to still trade him for 2 first round picks.
Exactly.
Are they going to trade him for 2 first
Oh,
round
we're
picks?
prepared to keep him. Cap. He hates it there. He's going to go elsewhere.
You got
Yeah.
Linderbaum. You got N'Kobe Dean. You got players.
Max
now.
Crosby, you are a bear.
I think the price has dropped a little bit, though. But you
First
are
and a
bear.
second. Max Crosby, you are a bear. Colts.
Loser.
Losers, yeah.
Loser. I was just informed through my headset that Daniel Jones was given $100 million. What are we doing?
For 2 years.
Why?
Off the torn Achilles is tough. It's tough.
Somebody has to explain that to me like I'm 5.
They had to overpay the wide receiver because he's ascending and had to overpay their Achilles torn quarterback. That's not a great situation to be in.
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Winner.
Okay.
Winner. You got a very, very good haul for Trent McDuffie. You signed a running back that's going to give you the opportunity to be explosive in the run game. I like what they did. They're setting themselves up for a very transformational
Eagles.
draft.
Eagles, TBD for real.
What you mean TBD? We're back.
You lost a lot of guys, man.
We're
I
back.
don't know.
They just
We'll see.
got worse.
Yeah.
They're going to trade AJ Brown after the draft. We're back.
We'll see, man.
Probably losers.
Yeah.
Second offseason in a row they lost, and that's aligns with the trajectory.
Talk about poaching, man. Damn.
Talk about poaching. Shout out Jordan Davis, though. He's a winner.
That's my guy.
Los Angeles Rams.
Winners.
Biggest winners of the
obviously
free agency
clear
period.
winner.
Yeah.
There's no reason they shouldn't win the Super Bowl now after they took 2 great corners from the Chiefs. There's no reason they shouldn't be in the Super Bowl.
And you still have a top pick in the NFL draft.
Shout
You're a
out the
fucking
Falcons.
winner,
You still
man.
robbed the stupidest motherfucker in the room. You got your cake and you're eating it too.
Yeah, winners.
Bills.
Winners. Josh Allen specifically is a winner.
Yeah, Josh Allen's the winner. Let's take away his logo off the screen right now on
Mm-hmm.
the TikTok and put Josh Allen's face.
You got a better player to help you out. You're a winner.
Josh Allen wins. He gets a receiver. Don't talk about the draft compensation.
Don't
talk
talk
about
about the
it being doing a good job or not.
Yeah, don't talk about the contract extension.
Don't talk about it. It's just Josh Allen won. Bears.
Mm.
Their center retired.
Winner.
Their center retired. It's kind of tough.
They're center retired, but it is what it is. Shit like that, it's life at the end of the day. But you did get a second round pick.
life.
Yeah, you did get a second round pick for DJ Moore.
The
So
sun
that's
will
tough.
shine tomorrow.
Exactly.
You'll
You know?
wake up and you'll be alive.
Football is a gruesome sport, you know?
Ben Johnson, you'll breathe tomorrow. Life's good.
You got You got 2 second-round picks this year.
Tough.
You'll be fine. Go get a center in the second round. You'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll be good.
Broncos.
Oh, I mean,
Losers, they
didn't
ain't do a
anything.
damn thing.
They got passed up by everybody.
They
They
said, Bo Nix,
resigned-
save us.
They
You
resigned
want some more
J.K.
help?
Dobbins
Fuck you. How about that?
for no reason. What?
You want a better linebacker than Singleton?
I bet you would.
Your stupid ass.
Oh, wide receiver 1?
Wouldn't we all?
Shut your mouth.
Greedy.
Next thing we're going to do, we're going to play NBA.
NBA.
Every time I say NBA, a part of me dies on the inside. NFL, keep 4, cut 4. This time with quarterbacks. I'm going to name 8 quarterbacks. Pick 4 you want to keep, 4 you want to cut.
Very simple game.
Very simple game.
Let me join. No, I'm kidding. I'll fuck us up.
Nah, come on.
Come on, join it.
Come on,
Yeah,
join
yeah,
it,
yeah,
join
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Off
yeah.
of vibes. Just
All right.
throw the name. JJ McCarthy.
Keep. Now,
He's sick. Yeah, he's getting cut.
Yeah,
Not even thinking about
he's
it.
getting banished from the league.
Yeah.
Damn.
Cut's not even like
You don't want
good
to take a chance on 9 in year
enough.
3?
Hell no.
No.
Damn.
Hell nah.
Geno Smith.
He's getting cut. What if all this is just bad quarterbacks though? Because he's like maybe the top end of the bad quarterback list. No one's ever said that before. But I'm gonna say it today.
Do we think that Geno's last year was bad because the offensive line was bad, or do we think he's washed?
Both. Let's cut him too.
All right. Geno's cut.
Bryce Young.
Even him.
At this point, we have to keep
We have to
Bryce
keep
Young.
him. Yeah.
We have to start keeping guys.
We have to keep
We'll
him.
keep
yeah.
Bryce Young.
He went
Yeah,
out
just-
with a bang his last playoff.
He'll still be
playoff
starting
game.
next year. Can't say
Yeah.
that about the first 2 guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Jacoby Brissett will also be starting next year.
Oh shit.
cut.
You know what? I trust you. Yeah. We're going to go 1-3. We're going to cut Jacoby Brissett.
We
That's
got
smart.
one more cut.
I've
left.
always said, well, there's one thing you should trust in this life. It's B-Soul's football knowledge.
Yes.
I've always said that.
Fuck.
I just know he played for the Patriots, and he's not. Must be ass.
Shador Sanders.
Listen, man. He'll help with media engagement.
He will. You will be talked about.
There will be value to be had. We keeping him.
We're keeping Shador.
Nasty, but we're keeping him.
2 keeps, 3 cuts. Dylan Gabriel.
We cutting him. Sorry, we have
We
one more.
can't have him on
Yeah,
the same team.
this is the worst keep cut ever. Oh my god.
Well, if you keep both of them, one of them might work out. Do the same calculus the Browns are doing.
No. Tell
Geno.
us the last 2 quarterbacks that we are keeping.
The last 2 you're keeping. Jackson Dart.
Hey.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. We got some
Starting
motion.
quarterback.
Matt, you got some
Swaggy,
motion
swaggy.
here. Hell
Saucy
yeah.
white
Yeah.
boy.
Thus far, you've kept all the quarterbacks that will start.
Yeah. Type shit. There you go. Yeah.
Last name?
So Jackson says.
Tua. Tagovailoa.
Hey!
Will
No.
start. Maybe.
We'll
Question mark?
start. We'll
Potentially.
start.
Over Michael Penix Jr. I don't know.
No, man. Sorry, Geno Smith. Honestly, we made it like every right decision except for Geno. We did him a little dirty. But we didn't know.
Who's better,
Not our
Geno Smith or Tua? Who you believe in more next year?
Gino.
fault. Geno.
Probably Geno.
Yeah.
Oh, what
It's
an evil
crazy.
world we
He's,
live in.
like pushing. That's crazy, right?
Next thing we're going to do.
That's hilarious.
I have 12 NFL names. You have 7 words. Vice versa. I have 7 NFL names. You have 12 words to
Okay.
guess who they are. So I'll give you a hint. That's 1 word, and so forth. If you miss the hint, you guess wrong, you get a second word.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
I'm out. I got it.
Gracefully bows out. I remove myself in the equation. Player 1. Word 1. Goat.
Has to be Brady.
Could be
Has
Brady.
to be.
Should be.
Has
Yeah.
to be. Has to be Brady.
Whenever you see a goat and talking about the NFL, Brady is always the number 1 on the list.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. There's a 2% part of me that is like, is he gonna say Justin Herbert?
Why? Why?
Because I know
They're not relevant. It's March. They ain't do shit at all.
but it's him. But you say go. I feel like you have to go Brady.
Brady.
Tom Brady.
It is Justin Herbert. No, I'm kidding. It's Tom Brady.
Come on.
It's Tom Brady. Okay, first word you guys hit. Second word. Kids.
Kid.
Stephon Diggs.
Philip Rivers.
Oh. Never mind. That's
I mean him too, but like,
Diggs.
oh,
man.
you don't know about
active.
Diggs?
I don't know ball.
He's been active, man.
I know. I know about his other cases. I don't. I didn't know kids were involved.
All right, hold on.
That could mean a lot. Hold on, man.
Hold on.
He just said he has kids.
We can cut this, man.
We won't.
Word.
We have to go Phillip Rivers. It's either Phillip Rivers or Antonio Cromartie, and I think and Phillip Rivers is much more topical.
Let's do Phillip Rivers.
It is Phillip Rivers.
Okay.
If you guys got it wrong, I was gonna say hella. All right, 2 for 2 so far. Third name. Discipline.
Discipline.
Who's the most disciplined player?
Jerry
Wakes up
Rice
and
comes
eats
to
ground
mind.
beef.
Jerry Rice was running them hills every day. And although it's like mythology, and to this day, I actually still don't even know if it's real or not. But they said that he was catching breaks from his father.
What? They said what?
I'm gonna choose to believe it that it's real.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Discipline. I guess I'm gonna go Jerry Rice.
Sure.
Incorrect. It's not Jerry Rice.
Okay.
Second word, purple.
Purple
Discipline, purple. So he's a Viking or a Raven?
It can't be. It can't be. It can't be. Not Ray.
No. Please, come on.
Are you
Please.
stupid? Are you
Please,
fucking
please,
dumb?
please.
No, it's not Ray Rice.
Please.
No, I'm talking.
Please. Please.
I'm talking about another Ray.
Please. Stop.
That's on you. That's on you.
Please.
That's that 100%.
What you were
is
gonna
not
say
on
was
you.
worse, please.
No, it's actually better. Easy to say.
Oh God.
So should we go Ray Lewis?
Why? Well, why Ray Lewis?
I don't know. He's defender. Has to be disciplined.
Yeah, we might shoot our whole entire load on this word right here.
It's either Ray Lewis or Ed Reed.
It's one of them, I guess.
I think we should go.
Is
Jordan
Jordan
Fellas,
the
are we shooting a
Vikings
whole
who's
load on
like,
Ray Lewis?
you could align with that? No, not Justin Jefferson.
No.
We ain't putting Jordan Addison. He's the complete opposite of discipline.
He's not.
So just dying.
Yeah, we
My bad.
cut.
My bad.
Lewis.
Fuck it. Ray
All right,
Lewis?
we're going Ray
It's
Lewis.
not Ray Lewis.
Fuck.
Bro.
I
Oh
told
my
you.
God. Next word, runner.
Discipline runner.
Purple discipline runner.
Adrian Peterson.
Yes, it's Adrian Peterson.
You're not right for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Tough.
Next word, ACL.
Ooh.
Could be Patrick Mahomes.
Could be RG3.
Is he the poster boy ACL?
Kind of.
Low key.
Low-key.
I thought it was Derrick Rose, but okay.
He's basically Derrick
Same
Rose.
story, yeah. Oh,
Around the same year too.
Wow, he is Derrick
That's
Rose.
crazy.
It was rookie of the year, not MVP.
yeah.
ACL. Do we go Mahomes or RG3?
Let's go Mahomes. Who think
Mahomes.
about RG3 right
It
now?
is Patrick Mahomes,
Yeah.
correct. Next up, Sunshine.
Who be smiling?
Trevor Lawrence is Sunshine. That's a common nickname for him.
Okay.
But in terms
Could-
of guys
could it be
that are just
Amon-Ra?
like Amon-Ra is not Sunshine.
think
He's
it's
the
a
sun
spin
guy,
on-
but he's not a pocket full of sunshine.
Okay, so
in
it's
that
not
way.
a spin on his name. Okay.
Yeah, because you say sunshine, I'm thinking about like Jerry McCain. I'm thinking about guys like that are just overly happy.
Yeah, overly happy. Gotcha.
I don't think that football necessarily allows you to have that kind of personality.
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
true.
really hard.
You get people getting ready to crack you every 2 minutes. Yeah, it's hard to have sunshine. Come on, man.
So
Come on, B.
Every 2 minutes is
Yeah.
insane.
It's a violent league. It's
We're getting
fast.
cracked for 2 minutes.
Get cracked.
People are waiting to crack you every 2 minutes. Yeah. Heads
Stand
off.
on him, oh, okay.
No, come on. I'm not
He
saying
said we're cracking Trevor Lawrence.
Am I wrong? Okay.
We're cracking Trevor Lawrence every 2 minutes.
Come on, man. Why him too?
I think we just have to go with Trevor Lawrence.
I guess so.
Incorrect. Word I'm going to put before that word. It's my sunshine. 2 words.
Oh, your sunshine. Oh, Justin Herbert then.
Herbert,
It's Justin
Yeah.
Herbert.
you're
Yep.
annoying.
You're going to hell.
Next word. You're going to hell.
Yeah,
Lockdown.
Lockdown. Nicky Rory. Could be Trent McDuffie. Who are guys who are just like trending? You know it?
Down. I mean, Surtain is the best corner in the league right now. You can go him. We can go Surtain. We can go Stingley. We can go all time. Go Revis.
But no one's talking about those guys right now.
Everybody's talking about Surtain.
Everybody's talking about Surtain. Word on the street is Surtain.
Still?
Yes, still. Lockdown?
I think it's Trent McDuffie.
Is
it Trent?
Hell no, it's not Trent.
God damn it.
Next word, Island.
Oh,
Revis.
Yeah.
Darrell
Darrell
Revis.
Correct.
Damn.
Darrell Revis.
How many
Okay.
words have we used? I
You're
think
at
we're
10.
out.
You have 2 words left.
Fuck.
2 words left for one player.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Best position to be. We're clutch.
Sorry.
Just give us that second word, man.
Nah. It could be someone who's trash.
Yeah, I don't.
I made this one hard, but trust me, you can get it.
It's either somebody who is apologizing or somebody who is truly just sorry.
Yeah.
I just sit up.
Could it be 9?
What do you mean?
9's always in contention for stuff like this.
Oh, me.
Somebody who's apologizing on that front, then it's like Brian Clark.
That's a good one. I didn't do that.
Who's a player who just like let their team down and just apologize in the playoffs or for the season? Say, damn, man, I let y'all down.
What version of sorry, bro? Just give us.
Yeah, we need a
word.
second word.
Make a guess.
All right, sorry. Somebody who just apologized.
My guess would just be 9. See if we get closer.
Fine, 9.
It's not 9.
Okay.
Crabtree. Last word.
Richard Sherman.
This is Richard Sherman. I'm sorry, wide receiver like Crabtree.
Okay.
There we
Famous
go.
I was gonna say sorry. I was gonna say wide receiver, but I thought you would have picked Crabtree as the guess.
Oh,
I was like, fuck, I would have screwed you.
Okay.
That'd have been funny though. I should have screwed you.
That's not fun.
Last one.
That's it.
That was the last one. We
Oh.
passed.
You passed
Surprisingly.
on the last word.
God damn. We never pass this with the breeze. What's going on,
I
man?
know everything's a struggle for you. Last thing we're gonna do. Back to free agency. We are gonna pick the best signing of free agency at every single position. First, we'll do 5 positions on offense, and then 5 positions on defense.
Okay, let's do it.
So first up, quarterback.
I think it's gonna be Murray for sure. Only considering
He
like,
hasn't signed yet though. We don't know where he's going.
you're right.
Kyler Murray hasn't signed yet as we're recording this, so it's got to be Malik Willis for now. But if Kyler Murray signs for the league minimum for the Vikings or the Steelers, by the time you hear this, it's him.
They were talking about Malik Willis getting $30 million. The deal came in way under that. You got a deal on the bargain quarterback. That's good.
Yep, solid signing.
Okay.
Good upside swing. Maybe he's nice. Running back,
Kenneth Walker, hands down. I don't.
most expensive.
You needed it though.
You needed something.
Yeah.
Isaiah Pacheco was not going to give you a 10-yard run. Kareem Hunt was not going to give you a 7-yard run.
They actively
It was very,
went against
very
that.
hard.
Actually, you're correct.
Yeah, they had like a pathological addiction to 2-yard runs. They couldn't shake that shit.
Couldn't do it.
Like no rehab in the world could have solved their 2-yard run addiction.
They had to move halfway across the world. This, whatever metaphor you want to use, they're getting it done. They're fixing it.
They would have went to the mountains of Utah and still came back addicted to 2-yard runs.
Chilling with the monks now.
They might come back addicted to 1-yard runs.
Oh my god.
That would be disgusting.
What the hell?
1 yard per carry. You get fired after week 2. Tight end.
Isaiah Likely, I guess.
Charlie Kolar, $8 million a year coming to block for Marion Hampton. The signing of the summer.
Sure.
We respect blocking tight ends. 13 personnel is back.
Yeah, we're going Isaiah Likely. Catch a
Yeah.
pass, run a route.
The Kolar is a way better signing, I'm not gonna lie. For the money, I think Kolar's a way better signing.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Unironically.
Yep.
As a Chargers fan, I'd rather have Kolar than Isaiah Likely.
You'll never see.
Yeah,
his
because you
scuba.
need all the blocking in the world. You're a Chargers fan. of
Exactly.
course.
Blocking tight ends matter.
Yeah.
Blocking tight ends matter.
We're taking Likely though.
Damn it. They matter. Wide receiver.
I want to say Mike Evans because he's like the best player, but also
It was a good signing though. Like it was only $60 million guaranteed. I think that's a good deal and a good fit. You can go Mike Evans.
He's 32.
Who cares? It's not. They didn't pay him that much. And
Everybody begin hurt.
if anybody can maximize 32-year-old Mike Evans, it's Kyle Shanahan.
but if
what
anybody
about
can
the
get hurt,
electricity?
We can get 6 games of him before the electricity zaps his ass like Palpatine. That's fine.
I think Mike Evans should be on the list.
Okay, Mike Evans,
Okay.
wide receiver 1. One more wide receiver. DJ Moore count. It's a trade.
Yeah, we're counting that.
DJ Moore is going to change Josh Allen's fucking life.
He might not.
Maybe not, but he's not Brandon Cooks. He's not Brandon Cooks. That alone will change his fucking life. He's not
Amen.
Keon Coleman.
Yep.
Now, I present to you a wide receiver room of Chimdike and Wanda Robinson.
Oh, I present to you. Shut the fuck up.
Man.
That was kind of harsh. I think they're kind of nice.
Please, God.
That was harsh. Is that like Wanda Robinson? Oh, niggas presenting an option. Now I gotta shut my bitch ass up. I'm gonna ask something that's maybe sounds super unk.
Mm-hmm.
How do you say that out loud? People are talking and they say SYBAU.
I think it's Saibao.
Saibao?
I thought it was Seaboo or something like that. I don't know.
Nah, I think it's Saibao.
Do they say it out loud? Like
Sabao.
I've seen a couple videos of people saying like Saibao.
I've never heard it said out loud.
That's
What
so weird.
videos did you watch?
I was like Saibao.
There's like videos of like parents like recording their kids because they're like, oh, can I say this? Can I say this?
Mhm.
And they'll say like Saibao, and then
Oh.
like and they're like, oh, what does that mean? And then the kids start laughing.
Okay.
Okay.
Valid source.
You try that with your parent, Donovan? Try that with your dad?
Sabao, can I say this?
Eyebrow.
Now on the defense. Who is the best edge signing?
Ooh.
Edge rushers first.
Yeah.
I guess Trey
Trey.
Hendrickson.
It would have been Max Crosby, but I guess he's a Raider for life.
Yeah.
I guess.
He's ready for the
It's
next
a
2
curse.
days.
I guess.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, for the next 2 days. I guess we have to go Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Everything
'cause-
that we said about Max Crosby changing the Ravens' lives, sure Hendrickson's going to do like a diet version of that.
Yeah, instead of every play being dominant, every 3 plays.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like you didn't get blessed with the perfect scenario. You didn't get like the Messiah coming down, but you got like a cool uncle.
And that's an upgrade based off of the state of their D line. Cool uncle.
He said, "Would you want Jesus or a cool uncle?" It's like, yeah, you know.
Unc's dope. Cool. He can get 10 sacks.
He's like, "You want to go to heaven or the batting cages?"
Oh my God.
No bad occasion. Bad occasion.
Batting cage. This is crazy.
That's such an uncle activity. That's the perfect uncle activity.
Batting cages. Ew, man.
Do people still go to batting cages?
I don't know.
That might date us
I've
too.
I've been looking for
For
one.
sure, people be doing something.
I wanted to hit one for real.
Batting cages don't exist anymore.
Nah, people be going.
They have one at the bar across from Wrigley, but that's recreational. I'm trying to get some swings. You know,
No,
I'm trying to get working.
this is a recent thing for you. Okay, nice.
Cornerback. It's got to be Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie can literally be the difference between the Rams being a disappointment in Matthew Stafford's last year and winning a Super Bowl.
I keep forgetting. Yes, it is free agency. He got traded, but yes, that is a free agency acquisition. Of course, yeah. We've said it over and over. If the Rams don't win the Super Bowl, it is a failure. They have the most complete team now.
Interior D-line.
John Franklin Myers.
Easy.
Yes.
To the Titans.
Easy.
Just John Franklin Myers by himself. Cool. Good player. John Franklin Myers next to Jeffrey Simmons. I'm hard.
Okay, we didn't have to get there. Whoa.
Are you happy about that one?
Your face.
Are you proud about that joke?
He locked into your eyes too. That's
Because I was
He
about-
looked
'cause I-
dead in your
'cause
eyes and
I
said,
knew
"I'm
what he was gonna say. I knew what he was gonna say, and that I was gonna one up it and say John Franklin Myers next to Jeffrey Simmons being coached by Robert Saleh, also elite. But then he said, "I'm hard."
No, one up
And,
it.
and
One
I
up it.
said,
One up
"Oh,
it.
okay."
One up it right now.
How can you one up that?
Well,
I finished.
And I didn't want to be involved in this.
bravo.
Ew.
I didn't want to be involved in that. I was just trying to talk ball.
Me too.
All right, that was
Different
good.
time.
That was good. You got that one.
All right.
Linebacker.
ball is life. My bad.
Linebacker.
It's over.
Shout out to the Panthers. They won the Lloyd sweepstakes.
And it was barely a sweepstakes. They paid
Yeah.
him $15 million a year. That shit is reasonable as hell. If Quay Walker gets 13 and the best linebacker in the market gets 15, you are victorious today.
Shout out to the Panthers. They really
ran off.
They
He needs to
really
fire his
improved their
agent.
defense.
He really does.
Yeah, he needs to fire his agent.
That has to be
All those picks for what?
that's the worst thing in the world to hear.
I know.
You just got your big payday, and everybody says fire your agent.
That's unfortunate.
So, oh my god, such a team friendly deal.
Yeah.
That was the last thing you want to hear.
You know what the fuck? You know how pissed I'll be if I heard team friendly deal after I signed my deal. I'm cursing out my agent, bro. What? That's crazy.
Team friendly deal. Fuck. I hate being team friendly.
What a great value.
Safety.
Ooh.
I guess Minka Fitzpatrick to the Jets because they had
Still?
0 picks last year.
Still,
I don't know if Minka Fitzpatrick would change their lives, but they had, once again, 0 picks last year.
That is true.
Maybe
0
he
picks
gets
is
1,
insane.
and all of a sudden I can't even say a multiplication because it's from 0.
I feel like you can simulate that season for the Jets like 100 more times, and they end up with at least 1 more pick.
And you know what? Hopefully Minka Fitzpatrick will be the one that gets it.
God, man.
I kind of want them to go back to back, no picks.
Nah,
That'd be quite funny.
Nah, they can't happen,
Oh, but it can.
bro. I bet you.
Aaron Glenn, you got to put the pads on yourself.
Yeah.
With that being said, that is the end of this episode. If people are still here, what should they comment? Ball is life?
Yeah, ball is life.
Ballislife.com.
All right, vocals.
Good vocals.
Yeah, come on, man.
Let me hear something else. Let me hear one more.
Filipino now.
I know.
Sign us out with one more.
Listen, I'm glad you said it. You've opened the door now.
Okay.
We're getting these jokes. We're getting these jokes off.
Filipino jokes?
100%. I've listen since
You
the
had
day,
them loaded?
since the day,
Crazy.
since the day you started. I've been
Filipinos?
writing
Wow.
stuff down.
What the fuck? It's gotta be a hate crime. What the premeditated hate crime is crazy.
What if they're good jokes, though? What are their
I'll be
flattery?
the judge. I'll see if they're good.
Tune into the next episode. I was called.
What if they're highly flattering?
Wait,
Flattery?
Oh, we got a whole notes app for this shit.
yeah, I'll unlock the note.
You got a notes episode.
Now I'm playing. I don't have it.
He got a passcode on that shit. That's how deadly that is.
There's like
Nobody
4
can
Manny
see that
Pacquiao
shit.
related jokes in there. I guarantee it. That's all his material.
Okay.
You have to have a foundation for where you build up to.
Pacquiao is your muse.
Oh my God.
For the yes, for the Philippines.
Starting to get it off already. He loading up. I can't.
He's like a transformer. He's standing on 2 feet now.
He's been waiting for this moment. Holy shit.
I don't know where this is going, but we'll see. You will see it on the police report if it goes too far.
We'll give you all an update tomorrow on TD3. We'll see y'all later.